Okay, that was bad. That was really bad. Oh shit. Okay, what did I do there? Oh boy. Yeah, that was bad. How the hell do I edit? Like, I need to edit the fucking. Oh, the settings is like right there. Okay, that's why I couldn't fucking find it. Okay. Okay, settings. Camera, no. I just need to fucking type out the shit. Where is it? Oh, there we go. Settings. All right. Yeah, I don't know who saw the previous one. Sorry about that. I accidentally exit out by mistake. Oh, that was really bad. I was trying to change the name, the title, I mean, and that happened. So yeah, hello, the person that's there. Oh boy. Let's see. So yeah, this is just a last minute stream I decided to do because I'm bored. I don't know if anybody else is bored. Yay! Yeah, what's up, man? I haven't talked to you in a while. How's work and everything? Can I not change the title? See, that's what I'm so like internet dumb. Like, I'm trying to change the name because I accidentally spelled oops and I was trying to put, because when I set these things up, especially because like I closed the last one, it was like by mistake. I didn't mean to hit that button. And then I was trying to change the name again and I just never mind. Forget it. Forget it. I'm all over the place. What's new? Let's see. Let me do the invite thing. Gonna see if he's down. If not, it's cool. I hope I don't freeze up. There we go. This might be a slow night. I was just bored, so I just was like, ugh. In a while, yeah, I've been busy with summer stuff and work. That's good. I've mainly just been, you know what's weird? I think this is the first summer I actually had stuff going on. I've never had like those summer vacations kinds where never, they worked minimum wage jobs. So it's like they had to make a living, it's not easy to just take vacations and stuff. Just done watching the new Guns N' Roses. Watching what I'm behind on Guns N' Roses. Apparently they did something. Yeah, no, so we were never really able to do like summer stuff, like just because that and my dad was a bit of a penny pincher, but hey there, Noah. What's up? I haven't seen you in a long time. How you been? But yeah, it's been what's it called? So I've actually been doing things. I've actually just been like, like I house sitted. That was fun. Believe it or not, it was lonely, but it was fun. And then I've just been going to my cousin's place. She lives like an hour the opposite side of Los Angeles, basically the suburb side. So I just been going out over there and hanging out with her and doing good. How about you? Yeah, just decided Zanzi. Or are you going by Noah now? I'm pretty sure it's the same one. I'm just doing this because I got bored. I was just like, let's just do something. I don't know. I know I've been slacking online lately. It's not purposely, I swear. It's just, well, things have, like I said, there's situations going on here and sometimes my depression kicks in a little bit, but it's like I have videos filmed. I just need to edit it. And sometimes I don't like the shit and I end up deleting them. It's just like new song put out by Guns N' Roses. Oh, okay. Song called Observe. It sounded pretty good. Totally different sound. Okay. At least it's good because sometimes, it's hard, especially with older legend bands like them, to like, it's like you want to keep up with the time because, you can't stay in that timeline for long and you need to at least make it sound new, but yet still your style, if that makes sense. But it's funny because I was watching an interview with, I don't know if you're okay with Social D. I think you were the one who said that you're not like the biggest fan of like the 90s music. It's like, excuse me. I'm not either, but I'm a huge Social D fan. Like I love Social Distortion. So I was watching an interview with him, and he had said something. He was like, he's really into country, but he didn't want to put, a country sound in this kind of like West Coast punk that he does. He didn't want to jam it down into punk's throat. So he left for a while. It is you. Okay. So he left for a while to do his solo work. And then when he came back to the band, it was like he was creative again, it was fun again. So yeah, so I respect that if they have to do that, like leave for a bit and then come back. And Social Distortion was like their sound was still the same, but you could tell it was new. Like, it was creative, you know what I mean? So I kind of like what he did right there. I was like, all right, that makes sense. And it's good that they do that, because I do hate that when the sound just changes too much, like you're not prepared for it. Is great that he separated himself to go do his own projects and then came back and he was like, oh my God, like you kind of fall all over in love with it again. Noah, are you still in school? Because I remember the last time when we talked, you were like in school, and with the whole pandemic and everything, you were like saying this was going on, that was going on. But yeah, so if you guys haven't seen, who's excited for the new Iron Man? Oh, I know. Did you see the artwork, the samurai artwork? Like I that was like all over the place. I couldn't believe like how cool that looked. Then again, I don't know why I expect to be disappointed. So far, I think almost every Eddie cover album, cover album of Eddie with Iron Maiden has been real good. Yeah. I know. It's like they've been having pretty good stuff no matter what, especially with their artwork. They're never disappointing, those guys. I think they're one of the few metal bands that could still produce pretty good new albums, to tell you the truth. But yeah. Well, I really talked a lot about Social Distortion earlier. I was like, wow, okay. I was just watching stuff for them. That's why. I love the new song. Which new song? Wait, did the Iron Maidens already launch their song? Because when I went to Spotify, I didn't see it on there. I saw like they were promoting it, but I didn't see it on there. How hot is it in all your guys' area? Like here, okay, I'm lucky to be more near the coast, so it's not that bad. But as soon as I go to the other side of Los Angeles, because that's where all like the mountains and dirt and the hills are at, is like 10 degrees more hot. It's like, oh no. Iron Maiden fucking rocks. Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Tyler, what's up? I believe you came from, I think you found me through Samurai, right? Oh my God. I need to tell Samurai to get a picture of Eddie and put his face on it. Because you know how Samurai be like, doing like where he'd be putting his face on like other characters. He needs to do that. It's called Writing on the Wall. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh boy. But yeah, what's been going on with you guys? What's new? Tell me everything. I haven't talked to you guys I haven't live streamed by myself since last summer. It's just I got used to inviting people, and it was just more fun having more people on there. That was the thing. But I was like, I haven't had one-on-one with you guys. That would be funny. But good news, at least my mom rang the cancer bell. I had no idea what that meant at first. I was like, is that a bad thing? Because she's been dealing with breast cancer for like a year and a half. And now she's in the clear. And they said that they're not going to do, I wasn't there because my sister-in-law took her. So basically they're going to, obviously she has to do like the yearly checkups or something like that, but she doesn't at least have to do chemo anymore. But so that's good. That's good. That's a huge relief on us because we're so happy. The only thing is she's ill, unfortunately. We don't know if she has, that's awesome. Glad your mom's doing better. Thank you. Only thing is, it's like, it made her very weak. My mom is like almost 70, I think. Oh shit, how old is my mom? I don't even know how old she is, but I know she's about to be 70. So it took a lot out of her. So she's not like as healthy no more though, but she's not going through that shit at least. So now we're hoping she doesn't have like dementia or any of that stuff, because she's been kind of forgetful more than usual. I'm not saying like stressed out forgetful. I think we all know what that is, but yeah. But thanks you guys, because I know you guys have been very helpful throughout this year and a half, crazy year and a half that I've been going through with this. And thanks for having patience with my channel and everything. Because I know I don't upload as much as I used to. I still try though, don't get me wrong. It's just, what's it called? You know, just with everything going on, it gets to you. But, you know, at least if you guys ever have like new ideas for me, like let me know, because I'm always open to new ideas and I'll see what I could do. I need to bring Aboth the parodies back. I just don't know what to do with the character. I was thinking of doing cooking stuff, but that's going to have to wait till like fall and winter, because we don't have AC in my house. My parents are like those old school people. I go, we were raised in even worse areas than this and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, we had to deal with the heat. So growing up, did you listen to hip hop? So it was mainly because my brothers were listening to it. I'm not the biggest fan, but I do like Nas. I do like Lil' Kim. Those are the only really ones I could think of right now. But I'm more into like the old school stuff. And then I'm a millennial, so I remember like I was not a Ja Rule fan, but everybody loved Ja Rule. I don't even know if he's around anymore. But yeah, I was like, you know, I'm obviously familiar with like NWA. I'm close to the Inglewood area, so I was raised around this whole area. So hello, Golden Eve. So yeah, I'm pretty familiar with hip hop. All right. I don't know what other bands. I love Nas. Yeah, somebody had asked me to. I don't think he's on here. Mr. Death Metal isn't on here. He was like, if Nas could do a not hip hop, a metal cover song, which one would it be? I'm like, I can't think of any, but I could see him do metalcore. I could see him do some death metal, to tell you the truth, now that I think of it. I could kind of see him do power metal, but not him doing the vocals, just adding his, you know, stuff to it. But he could definitely, like Within Temptation, okay, they're more like melodic. I know that, but like they had Exhibit on there. I love that. I love the mix. I don't know why that song did not get more popularity than what it should have gotten. But it's a song that definitely people needed to hear. Who else? I used to like listening to Eve, but not as much anymore. I felt like it was perfect for that time, but she didn't really like her stuff didn't really age well. Who remembers Cisco and the Thong Song? Why are we on hip hop? Okay. I mean, as long as you guys don't mind it, I'm cool with it. I've heard some of their stuff, like their early stuff. I haven't listened to any of the new stuff. I know they did stuff with Riley. I really need to. It's just the problem is like, I like their stuff, but I don't know. I don't know if it was them they were talking about, but they had like some police brutality stuff. I just don't like to see stuff that I know is going to piss me off. You know what I mean? It's like, it's already been a crazy year and a half. I'm like, with everything going on in the world. So, and I get it, it's stuff that we need to know, but it's like, it's definitely, I feel like it's going to be one of those bands that's just going to make me mad and I just want to punch people. Like, what's the other one? Dystopia, that band, I cannot listen to them that much because I just get so fucking like, there's certain bands I need to be careful. Like the other one, who's Brujeria. That's another band I have to be careful with because I will be like to people. So yeah, that's the only reason why I haven't really invested that much time into Body Count, because I'm afraid it's going to do that to me. Yeah, and I'm trying to relieve stress, not cost more. But I know they've been really big lately around. Let's see. Who's heard? I don't know what's been going on with Limp Bizkit, but they've been trending a lot. I don't know how I feel about that. Don't get me wrong. I think out of that new metal scene, I guess that's what they were under. It's been so long since I listened to them, but I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't pass, but I do feel like their stuff kind of aged well a little bit. Will it be to the point where I'm going to reinvest in the whole albums? No, but I don't think it's that bad as Kid Rock. Kid Rock was like terrible. Like when I listened to that shit, I'm like, wow, this was really bad. Maybe the Ball with the Ball was like the only good song. But other than that, it's like everything else was like really bad. Cowboy, like that shit was terrible. It's like that shit was terrible. But something's going on with Limp Bizkit. I think they're touring again or making a new album. I don't know. I forgot. I know he has a TikTok. He doesn't really do anything on there. He only had like a couple videos. But he's definitely changed a lot. I didn't recognize him. I used to know, yeah, he does suck. I used to know, well, I've only seen her because we went to the same school. We went to the same makeup school in Hollywood. But his wife, Fred Durst's wife, used to go to that same school as mine, but I had already graduated, but I used to have to go back for a few things because I would help out or whatever at that school. And one of my friends who was a TA there, she was like, that's Fred Durst's wife, and she's crazy, you know? They're not married anymore, but I just know she was just, I mean, the most I've heard was she's just flaky and she didn't want to do anything. And then she tried using her, you know, status to like get away with shit. And then I just know one of the teachers had to put her in a corner because she was cheating on all the paperwork. He's directing movies? That'd actually be kind of interesting to see. I'm not going to lie. I would like to see that. I'm open to that. Probably better than his music. I'm sorry. They're not that bad. It's not the most exciting thing when it comes to his music, but it's not that bad. Like my ears don't bleed. Let's just say that. I gotta run, guys. Y'all take care. All right, see ya. Yeah. Ugh. Fred Durst's new look is okay. It just gives off dad vibes. Well, I guess he's just embracing his age, you guys. I mean, what can we do? It's better. I mean, it's better than looking like the twigged out guy on the corner. You know, it's like a lot of guys are just right now that are getting older in these bands, they're embracing the beards. I mean, I'm not a beard person. I'm like, okay with the 5 o'clock shadow, but you know, it's their thing. It makes them feel comfortable. So, I mean, how long can you do the backwards hat? Come on. See, that's the good thing about like loving metal bands and stuff like that. At least your shirts age well with you, but like stuff like the backwards hat and all that and certain things don't really age well. So true. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, oh, remember the big poofy jackets that Fred Durst used to wear? I actually like those. I think he could still pull that off. I mean, yeah. Who's the other one that was trending? What's the new stuff you guys been listening? I wonder, does he still keep the red Yankees cap? You know, he seems like one of those approachable people, though. I'll give him that. Like, he seems like you could approach him and just say something and he'll be all right with it. So if you ever see him, ask him. Or, I don't know, Twitter him. I don't have Twitter, so, or else I would ask. I didn't like Twitter. I thought it was so stupid. I hated following people and getting those notifications. I'm pretty sure there was a way to turn it off. I just didn't check. But eventually, I was just never using it. So I was like, I might as well just take it off. Wow, we were really talking about Fred Durst for a while. First, it was Social Distortion, but at least they're terrific. Now it's Fred Durst. Who's another person? I don't want to concentrate on Kid Rock. I can't. No, we're gonna move away from that douche. I know he's a dick at the strip clubs. He won't tip. How do I know this? Because I follow the one guy, Charlie Classic, on TikTok and Instagram. And he used to be a strip club DJ. And he said, like, yeah, that fool came in there and wouldn't tip. And he wanted us to play his music. And we're like, no, you're not tipping the girls or anything. And then he kicked one of the guys in there and he got arrested and they sued and they got money. I'm like, okay. And I know somebody who railed him, and let's just say she had to do all the work. So I'm just gonna leave it there. He's that type. He's delicate. He's delicate. Here is Dayton. Here in Dayton, Ohio, there was a fake Limp Bizkit concert at a gas station. People actually showed up. How do you make a fake concert? Oh my God, that's intriguing. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to throw a fake concert. There's probably some money that has to be invested, which I'm not gonna do, but how? I'm guessing you just make flyers and well, I'm guessing because of the power of the internet now, you could just easily, I mean, look what they did for the Area 51. So I'm guessing it's because of that. They just made a page and were like, yeah, playing over here. I know they're finally going to do, they would post on, yeah, it was a Facebook ad. Okay. I know they're going to, I think they finally made it, the Woodstock about what happened in the 90s. I really want to see that because I just remember being a kid and it was such a shit show. Like I didn't really understand what was going on because I was like 9 to 10 years old. And I just remember like Limp Bizkit and they were on like the board and everything. And I just remember like they were tearing up stuff and people, I heard like people were like thirsty. And now that I mention it, where's my water bottle? I'm like, I did not bring a water bottle. That's so smart of me. But they were just, you know, complaining about, you know, the heat wave and everything. It's like, it's not enough. An actual festival that's planned is a bitch because of the heat. And the fact that this wasn't well properly planned or you know, whatever it was, I was like, yeah, that's terrible. Who knows how much money you spent there and everything? Because festivals are expensive. Like I've been to Not Fest or Ozfest meets Not Fest, and I was like, yeah, I know how they could get expensive. But they show it on MTV News. I Witness Hell. They riot. Yeah. Yeah, there was riots. I heard people were people were getting raped, or like I think somebody got stabbed. I might be wrong. I might be getting confused with the Rolling Stones Ultimo. I saw that documentary and I did a live stream with Fat Samurai Guy with that. It was a good documentary, but you get pissed the way they were planning shit. But I just remember like the one thing like is funny because Old Head, when I was talking to him on his live stream about it, he made a point. He was like, how is it that Mick Jagger was not like so upset? Like the way he was doing is like, calm down, man, calm down. I was like, well, he was probably was on one, first of all. But yeah, man, it was like, it's your show. Like, can you not make a little bit more? He doesn't seem the type anyway. Mick Jagger doesn't really look like he's the type to like be aggressive, at least in that sort of way. But yeah, he was, I remember that. He was just like, calm down, man. I was like, no, dude, they're not listening to you and they're stabbing people. Like, tell them to like fucking stop. That was a good documentary. Has anyone seen Echo in the Canyon on Netflix? That one's a really good documentary if you're into like the 60s stuff. And like it was like the whole like Laurel Canyon scene here in like Southern California. So they were talking about like the Yardbirds and the Birds. Well, obviously it was like bands that came to LA, but the only ones that were really truly from here were like the Beach Boys. They went to like my rival high school. Let's just say that the rival high school of my high school. So that was a good documentary if you're into that like that 60s music. And I think Jacob Dylan, who's Bob Dylan's kid, obviously did a really good job on the documentary and performing some of the music. People were throwing dirt at the bands and charging a lot for water and not enough port. Yeah, how do you not I never understand that mentality. You're going to have all these fucking people and there's not even going to be a limit. And you're not going to have enough porta potties or bathrooms and water fountains. Yeah, no, that's just like, why are you going to look forward to cleaning up shit? I don't understand. That's not enough. It's going to be a bitch to clean the fucking, what's it called? Like the trash they throw, but you're going to look forward on cleaning up shit. I don't understand that mentality. I just don't. If that's the case, don't sell that many tickets. But yeah, I saw like the whole mud fight and everything. I remember that specifically. But yeah, I was just a little kid when all that. Okay, it's the 40th anniversary of MTV. If you have to bring back one show from MTV, which one would you bring? Oh, fuck. Ooh, I'm trying to remember all the shows. I was never into The Real World. I don't even remember any of the episodes, to tell you the truth. I was a little kid, and it didn't really. I know it grew up with my generation too, but I wasn't one of the ones that stuck around with it. I was a Laguna Beach fan, so that's what I was a big fan of. I hated my Sweet 16. I was like, are we really going to see a bunch of spoiled bitches, really, that you just want to smack? I think the documentary is on YouTube. Oh, okay. Oh God, but I'm trying to think. All right, my guilty pleasure. It shouldn't even be a guilty pleasure, but yeah, I'll say Laguna Beach. But I'm trying to think if there's anything older. Obviously, Headbangers Ball. Like, was that on MTV? Yeah, that was on MTV. Obviously, I wasn't sure you were talking about reality shows or just regular shows. I wasn't sure. But if we're going to stick on the metal topic, I'm obviously going to be like Headbangers Ball. If they could bring that metal show, Pimp My Ride in Cribs, yeah. Yep, I remember Cribs. I used to love watching when they would pull out the Scarface DVD. I have a Scarface DVD too, so I'm like, I'm one day, whenever I have my own pad, I'll probably do like a fake, fake, the camera's right here, fake Cribs or whatever, and I'm gonna do that typical bullshit. I'm gonna pull out the Scarface DVD. Which, by the way, I have a poster that Samurai gave me for my birthday. I just need to get it framed, and I'm trying to put it on that section over there because I don't like wall space. And almost all the wall space in my room is almost filled up. I'm very proud of myself. Yeah, but going back to that, my final verdict is, yeah, on the guilty pleasure side, Laguna Beach. But if we're going to be talking about music-wise, and obviously Headbangers Ball, because it literally ended. It started when I was young, like 5 and up. So obviously I didn't get to enjoy it as much as now. That did not make sense. Sorry, but really, if they could bring back that metal show, I know that was VH1 Classic, but if they could put it on there, that'd be great. But let's face it, I think the power of YouTube is just kind of its own that metal show now. Because I love Eddie Trunk, don't get me wrong, but it's like, yeah, dude, you kind of stick to the same stuff, and if it is anything new, it's because it's in relation to that type of music, which that's fine. That's his style, and we just got to accept that. Scarface is my it's my all-time favorite movie. I love it. I just love that movie so much. Ah, one of the best movies ever. The soundtrack, I love the soundtrack. Can't remember what else happened. I mean, I'm not going to mention like Rock of Love. I already talked about Rock of Love and everything. The whole thing was fake and set up. And I watched the Talk of Love podcast with Lacey Skulls, and yeah, they go into like how they said Bret Michaels was already married or was still married, and it was just a show just for shits and giggles and everything, and they all had their little, it was all planned out. And I loved it. I loved the girls on there and everything. I hated Charm School, where they're like, you need to change your attitude. I was like, no, because I hated how people were saying Rock of Love is sexist. Because they got to be who they wanted to be. It was Charm School. I felt that was sexist. Oh, they're saying you need to change. I'm like, girl, why are we taking this so seriously? It was all made up crap in the first place. It was just made up crap. Like, calm your titties down. What's another? I need to rewatch the Rush documentary. I was watching it, but I wasn't able to watch it. What's up, Mr. Death Metal? We just finished talking about Fred Durst, your all-time favorite. I was like, where's Mr. Death Metal? He will love to hear this. And we just finished talking about him. We talked a little bit shit about Kid Rock. I'm not going to go back on that because he's not worth the time. But yeah. Anyways, where was I? What was I talking about? I forgot where I left off. Help me. It's like, I forgot where I left off. I have a forgetful memory now. Yeah, my freaking fan. Sure. Yeah, I totally forgot. I blinked out what we were talking about. Oh, okay. No, never mind. It went away again. Anyways, new topic. Oh, we were talking about Rock of Love and all that. Okay, what was the other show? What was the other metal shows? There was like metal. There was a lot of metal related shows at that time when they were making that one band, and it was oh my god, the guy from Anthrax was there, Scott Ian, and it was Sebastian Bach. They were trying. I think the band was Fist. Does anybody remember that? I barely remember it, but oh, I was talking about Rush. Okay, now I remember. Okay. So, anyways, I saw the Rush documentary, but I wasn't able to watch it peacefully. Let's just say that. But it's on Netflix. I need to rewatch that. But I have other shows, animes that I'm watching. So, I'm doing that right now. But yeah, I need to give that one a watch, and I'll probably mention it. But definitely, like I said, if you guys haven't seen Echo in the Canyon, go watch that. I mean, even if you're not into that music, I still recommend you to watch it. I just thought it was done so well. Yeah, they're really good. It really took them a while to get respected too. I do remember that, like how the media and tabloids and all that, they made fun of them just because of how different they were. Watch is easy to. Oh, it's on Netflix too. I did not know that. All right, I'll keep that in mind too. But yeah. Yeah, I've been into because I know like Samurai's been busy, so we haven't really been able to do like the documentary stuff. Although spoiler alert, I might be on his channel next week. I don't know what movies we're gonna be doing, but we were talking about like Bloodsport and Kickboxer, like the versus section that he does. And what was the other one? Gladiator and oh my god, what was the Braveheart? Because I haven't seen Braveheart. I've seen Gladiator. Um that was one of my favorite movies of all time. See, I'm different. Like, I hate that. It sounds cliche, but I don't really watch like a lot of normal like stuff. Like, I'm not a Fast and the Furious fan. I never got into that shit. I watch more like Bloodsport and Kickboxer and obviously Gladiator and stuff like that. Yes, I've seen Troy, even though it's not historically accurate, but there's other reasons why I like it. So I'm just gonna leave it there. But because I know majority of my audience is a male audience and they just don't want to hear that. Oh yeah, I think is a Kickboxer the one? No, Bloodsport's the one that came out the year I was born, or the year before. I just know it's almost my age. Kickboxer doesn't get that much love, even though it's just as good. And like we were like Samurai. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save it until the video because like when we do the video, I don't want to give my opinions on the movie right now because we're like literally, we're planning these things. So yeah, so stay tuned for that when I'm on his channel talking about that. Have I seen Troy? Of course I seen Troy. Alexandria was it Alexandria, the one with Colin Farrell? That one was really bad. I don't. It's not even that memorable. I just know the casting was terrible with everyone. It was just like, why is Angelina Jolie playing your mom when you guys are like the same age? It was really bad. Could have done better, but it's okay. But yeah, did anybody see that one interview that Samurai did with one of the actors that came on? Oh my god, I can't remember his name, and I was just watching it. Yes, I've seen 300. I love it. I haven't seen the sequel yet. I still need to. I love the soundtrack. I have it on DVD when it first came out and everything. Is one of my favorite movies. I love every minute of it. It's like, and I hate watching it on TV because they cut out so much, like the decapitation of that one guy. I'm like, really? You're gonna cut? And they were showing it late at night, so I don't know why they felt like they had to cut that part out. I was like, no little kid is gonna be up. Me neither. I'm guessing you haven't seen the second one. But yeah. How's y'all summers? You doing anything fun? Have you guys been to any shows? I haven't yet. I want to, but money wise, right now is a little tight. So, but have you guys gone to any shows lately? The shows I want to go to, they're all at the Inglewood Forum, and I'm not a big fan of the Inglewood Forum. I've been there twice. It's okay. It's just a bitch to deal with everything that goes in there. Did Fred Durst's new look put him at your number one? No, we were talking about his look, by the way. We did talk about that. I don't think he looks terrible though. I never thought he was an ugly person. He's just not the person I'm drawn to. You know what I mean? But I'll say he'll make the top 30. Let's just say that. Doing great, went up north and listened to a band in Japan. Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude. Real fucking awesome. Yeah, up north. I think the only part of like north I've been is here in Northern California to San Francisco, and that's it. I went for like summer, not for summer, spring break with a friend. It was funny because I was going to, I was going to a trade school, so it wasn't really like they gave us winter vacation, but we didn't get like spring break. But I still squeezed it in there, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do a weekend trip. Fuck it," and I did. It was really fun. New experience up in NorCal. I love it. I love the weather. The weather's great. I think it's a lot better than here. Like it definitely is crazy out there at night. Like I thought Hollywood was crazy out at night. Well, I think they're crazy in two different levels, but it's definitely like it wasn't what I was expecting. And the daytime is all chill in San Francisco. It's all like, yo, I want to say kind of gives the hippie vibe, but not really, but it's still the love there is still there. But then at night is like, yo, girl, can you give me your Instagram? And then you'll hear them be like, bitch, nobody wants to do your ugly ass. And I'm like, it was just like all over the place. And I remember some guy told me, I'll love you down there. And I was like really drunk. And then I didn't like listen. And then I was just like, oh my God, he was kind of cute. And I probably would have gone for it. But my friends were like, we were already in the taxi and everything. Yeah, that was a great time. Their band name, Baby Metal, they got me interested. Oh, okay. They got me interested, probably. Okay. Yeah. Good times in San Francisco. Have you seen any celebrities? Yeah. Okay. The one I saw, like, okay. They're not really like well known. They weren't A-list. Let's just say that. The one I've seen is dead already, Mac Miller, because I used to, in case you guys are new here, I used to be a freelance makeup artist, and I'm thinking of getting back in there. So it's not as glammed up as it is either. So, and the pay, it wasn't as great. That's why I went back to a normal minimum wage job. But now that's getting worse. So I was like, I might as well go back and do something I want. So basically, I remember I did Mac Miller, the music video, dang, but I did not do his makeup. I did the background dancers. So that was like, I think 2017 or 2016. Yeah, so I was working on that music video. He's nice though. I mean, we just said hello. I wasn't, like the biggest fan, so I wasn't gonna go and be like, hey, can I have your picture? Because that's very, hypocritical and stuff. So I'm not that way. But nice guy. Really nice guy. Very approachable. And who is the other one? Oh, okay. So I don't know if you guys seen the show The Americans. It was on FX, and I remember it would like be like the day after Sons of Anarchy. But I remember, no, I have not listened to the new Nas album yet. I have not. But I blinked. Oh, okay, The Americans. So I don't know if you guys know who played the daughter, Paige. Her real name is Holly Taylor. We did an indie shoot in Venice Beach, and I did her makeup. Sweetest girl. Her and her mom, they come from like an Irish Scottish family from Canada, and they were just funny. I love them. They're hilarious. Sweet people. And usually I get more nervous working around with sorry, I was about to burp and I was trying to hold it in. But like how she was 18, but you know how they still have their parents around and all that because they're the managers. I was really scared. I was like, oh my God, what if the mom is like a bitch? Because sometimes it's the parents that are worse. So I was like, fuck, what if she's like a bitch or she's gonna be like, you're doing this wrong? Because a lot of them like to dictate everything. But then no, they were like the sweetest people. And I got so lucky. Very nice people. And but yeah, if you Google Holly Taylor, she'll pop up. But she did something with Dolly Parton not too long ago. And who's the other one? Oh, God. Okay. I'm not going to talk that bad about her. She didn't really do anything wrong. It was just the set and everything was terrible. But I didn't do her makeup, and they made sure I didn't do it, even though I was like the main makeup artist there. But that day, the whole situation on that set was terrible. Like they really fucking like were dicks to me that day. But Clea Duvall, I don't know if you guys remember her. She was on The Faculty, and she did I think season 2 of American Horror Story. I personally didn't have a problem with her, but I also she I didn't like her energy. And it was really like, I said hi, but it was really like she didn't really want to say hi back. But she was cool with everybody else. I don't know what because that whole set was catty, and I don't even know if I should say anymore. It's just like, it's like I'm trying to get back in there, but then I'm like asking myself, is this set really going to like, how they say like be careful about what you talk about because you just don't know and blah blah blah. Even though a lot of these people have screwed me over and I followed all the directions. So and one more person. Okay, I don't know if you've seen the movie Crazy Rich Asians, but the one who played the grandmother to Nicholas, I did her makeup a long time ago on a student film. She's technically retired, but every now and then she comes back, and she was like a big Chinese actress. I have a picture with her on my personal Facebook, and I just remember she was like, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I'm like, "I'm over here like half asleep," but I'm like, "Sure," because it was early in the morning. But I'm like, sure, why not? And I'm like, okay. I took a picture of one of the greatest actor legends in China, and I look like crap. Great. I was like, great. And the other one, let's see how many of you guys can remember this one. I can't remember his name, great, but it's Ron Howard's brother. Cannot remember his name. Oh my God. But he was also like on a student film, and I worked alongside him. So yeah, I think those are all the celebrities I met. I saw Eddie Guerrero one time before he died. Uh, Clint Eastwood. Oh, Clint Howard. There we go. Yeah, there. I'm like Clint Eastwood. Like what? Yeah, there we go. Thank you, you guys. Thanks. Um, yeah, he was real nice, real nice guy. But almost all of them have been nice. It's just like I said, there was just like it wasn't a good set. The one that I was on with Clea Duvall, let's just say that it was not a good set. And I'm just gonna leave it there. But other than that, almost all these other celebrities that I met, they've been chill. I met Coolio. His daughter went to my middle school, and he was there for we had these activities like towards the end of the year, and it was what's it called? We called it Olympic Day. So it's basically my middle school was literally like Harry Potter, but without the witchcraft. It's basically we were all in teams, so we were a very competitive middle school with each other, and we had something called Olympic Day. And obviously, our teams were against each other and stuff and all that. And I didn't do anything because I'd never been an athletic person. If anything, I'm barely getting the hang of the gym now. But I remember seeing Coolio there, and he asked me for the time. And I can't remember what the time was, but I didn't ask for his autograph. I didn't want to, even though I was very familiar with him, and I was very familiar with Gangster's Paradise. But I knew it would bug his daughter, and he even like told a couple people like, I'm sorry, it's just, I don't want it to bother my daughter. So, and I respected that. I am not one of those people that like to chase after celebrities. Like when I was at the Rainbow Bar and Grill, I saw Geezer Butler there, and yeah, a lot of people were there, and it was with Eddie Trunk and all that. And oh yeah, people chase after Geezer Butler, even though he had security with him. If you have a security guard with you, I'm not gonna go up near you, because that's, first of all, I don't want to get knocked the fuck out because I'm only 5'2". So I don't want that. And second, it's just like I respect the fact you want privacy, because celebrities get hassled a lot. They just don't say that. Who saw the trailer for the Karen? Karen, what the fuck? I think you did show me something of that. Oh God, I feel so bad for the name. I hated gym and Olympic Day. Oh, okay, so you guys had Olympic Day too. Okay. Gym was all right. Just depends what I did. I've always been a big girl, so I lost 10 pounds though. Yay! um, what's it called? I think what it is like after going to the gym and all, and even going to junior college when I made the attempt to go to community school, I think what it is just we are not always going to want to be on a team. There's a lot of activities you could do just on your own and you'll be really, you could be athletic at it too or be healthy. Like I love taking boxing. I want to get back into that again. I've even thought, but let's just say we had some stuff happen in the household where I can't get a punching bag now, but I wanted to get a punching bag and start practicing on my boxing again. I still remember the moves. It's just, it's different when you remember the moves and practicing them. So, and I was even thinking of like inviting one of my friends over because he does a lot of boxing to like help me out. But there's just a lot going on in my house that is just like, but at least I paid for a whole year at the gym. So too bad they don't have a punching bag there. That Karen trailer looks weird. But definitely, yeah. So I think that's just what it is. I think not everyone is going to want to work as a team. There's a lot of lone wolves out there, and I just think that's what it is. And I don't want kids at all, but I always told myself if I'm going to have kids, they need to learn self-defense. Fuck the football. I want them to beat the fuck out of a football player. Because we all know they could be assholes. So I was like, nah. They're going to take like boxing or something like that. Kickboxing, jiu-jitsu. I don't care what the fuck it is. They're going to do some kind of self-defense. Love your Mr. Thank you. It is when I went to go see them at the Inglewood Forum too. And I'm over here talking shit about that place. You have pop in your punches like Connell. What the hell? Oh, God. Ah, shit. Oh, shit. Almost like, oh, shit. What the hell did I do? Okay. You're all good. Okay, never mind. Tell you, man. Don't know how to work a fucking computer. But yeah, so I think that's just the thing. I think we're all capable of doing something physical. It's just the fact that when you were in PE class, it was like, let's play kickball. And like, not everyone could kick a fucking ball, not. I actually, believe it or not, and I thank my oldest brother for this, like, even though I don't play baseball, but I remember I used to be able to bat. I can't catch worth a shit. So that's why I never did like girl softball or anything like that, because I had to catch. But I was good at batting. And I was always good on the third one because it was just like, I had enough time to concentrate that pitchers, or I guess that's what they're called, the pitcher or whatever. I had enough time to concentrate his weaknesses or her weaknesses, whoever it was. So I remember a couple times, like one time in middle school and a couple times in high school, I did home runs and I didn't even run. I remember because like people were just like, how can you not find the ball? The first time I did not even like hit it that hard. And I just remember like kind of like running a little bit. And my PE teacher got mad. He was like, run. And I was just like, okay, fine. I was like, regardless, like they couldn't get the ball. So yeah, leave it to like the dumb blonde to like fucking outsmart you guys. Oh, I got a lot of that in school. But yeah. So I think that's what it was. But, I mean, it's not my favorite sport in the world, but it was rewarding the fact that I was able to do that. And I do thank my brother for that, even though my brother's an asshole. I literally mean that. He's not the nicest person in the world, not the easiest to get along with, but he taught me that at least. But yeah. What about you guys? You guys do any kind of like physical activity? What about like skateboarding? No, does anybody skateboard anymore? I used to want to do that. But my parents were like, really sexist. And they were like, that's for boys and no guy is going to want you if you do that. They literally told me that. But yet I saw a lot of girls that skateboard have boyfriends. So I was like, huh, how weird, mom and dad. They're still stuck. They're boomers. So it's like they are. They had me. I was a late baby. For my generation, that was weird because my generation, I noticed they all had like their parents were young. Mine weren't. Oh boy, we're all over the place. Back in the 90s, I did. Oh, so you used to skateboard. Remember how Tony Hawk was big? I love skateboarding when I was a kid. Yeah. If I ever like, I don't know, I've been thinking about going back on the dating scene. If they could like teach me how to skateboard on the first date, that would be awesome. It's like, I'll buy a pair of Vans and everything. Oh God, I need to get a new pair of Vans now that I think of it. Yeah. Yeah, everyone used to do. Now I'm seeing people rollerblade a lot. I never got into that. It looks fun though. But you see what I mean is it's just different physical activities. You just need to find the one you like. Yeah, because not everyone's gonna do that football shit. And that was the thing, like my friend and Mr. Death Metal, maybe you could vouch for this because I noticed out like in the Texas scene, unfortunately, a lot of the parents, all they could do when they mention their kid is only about the sports they did. And like that's the only thing. Like, do you not know your kid on any other level? And my friend, like, she's married and everything, but the number one thing they did, they're like, we're never gonna force our kid to do any sports he doesn't want. And we're never going to be one of those parents that that's all they could talk about because we know there's more to our kid than just playing a fucking sport. I had a pair of Vans shoes. I used to when I was in middle school. Yeah, I think that was when it was really popular. But yeah, I didn't start wearing Vans until like I was literally like 18 or 19 because I used to be a DC fan. But those shoes are like fucking terrible now that I think of it. Because I remember I'll wash them because they were basically made out of rag. I don't know what they're made out of now, but they were basically made out of rag. So they looked old and dingy right away. I was never big on sports. Yeah. I gave my mom a pair of Vans shoes. Oh my gosh, she looks so adorable with them. Her and my nephew have like matching checkered Vans shoes. Ay, ay. So Ginger's new album's coming soon. Anybody's gonna listen to that? Anybody into Ginger? That's at the end of the month, I believe. Any Ginger fans? Okay, I don't have it with me. I don't know where I put it. I had ordered Haunt's new album, Beautiful Distraction. So I have that in my possession. I don't have the vinyl yet. That one I think was pre-orders only, and I think in September they're going to send it out. I'm still waiting for Living Dead Girls vinyl to come in because they were having problems with that. So I'm still waiting for that. By the way, her Molly, the lead singer to Living Dead Girl, like she was at some party and in freaking what's it called? It was a Kid Rock party, so I was like, okay, points down, but whatever, you do you, girl. But she was at some party and somebody roofied her, like really, like, and it's funny because she thinks it might have been the bartender, and then the place and everything, like she when she went to the hospital and everything they had asked her like where were you roofied at and she named the place and whose party and the doctor was like yeah there's lots of girls that come here that got roofied from that area or that party scene or whatever. So I was like, oh my god, are like the fucking bartenders like getting paid to do that shit? Like what the fuck? Now this is why people bring their own alcohol. In Texas, parents are known to force sports on their kids, mainly football. Yeah, very competitive. That's why it's a competitive state. I like Chucks. Oh my god, I have not. I've never owned a pair. I just couldn't get into Converse and all that. I just stuck to I was DC's, and then eventually I moved on to Vans, and I just like Vans a lot better. Hmm. But yeah, what else has been going on in the metal world? What was the new lead singer to that band? Was it called Lorna Shore? I can't remember the name. But I was like listening to some of the stuff today. I was like, oh, this band is really good with the new lead singer. I forgot. I'm pretty sure I know what happened with the previous singer, but I remember TikTok blew up with the vocals on that, and I was like, oh, this is good. Like I need to really pay attention to their stuff now because I think they're coming out with an EP, or they already came out with the EP. Bad Wolves got a new vocalist. Okay. I have not heard of Bad Wolves. I'm not even. What is that beeping noise? Okay. How's the weather treating you all? Are you guys melting? I haven't been to the gym for like a week and a half and I need to go back tomorrow. I don't want to, but I have to. I have to continue my journey. Anyone excited for the new Ice Nine Kills album? Not one album. I feel like I have heard of their stuff. I just can't remember. What else have I gotten? I already mentioned Aphrodite and all that. So if you guys been watching my Metal Monthly Favorites, you guys know what I've been listening to. And I'm probably not going to do Metal Monthly Favorites for July because I was thinking maybe I should just wait for August so I could add more stuff. Because I was thinking about it. Checked out the band Vex. Vex I have heard of. But yeah. So what other YouTube channels have you guys been watching, like in the metal world? I need to see some new metal people out there. I feel like either some people stopped or more like they just went into a different direction. Or I just got tired of them. Because I know lately I've been watching a lot Forge Master reviews. They were really nice. They started following me like, well, I mainly talked to Ben. I don't think I've ever spoken to Brandon, but I do follow their channel. I started following it like I think in the beginning of the year. Because they had started following me and I didn't even know who they were, but I was like, okay, so they'll leave comments here and there. I was like, oh, cool, whatever. Then finally I started following them. I was like, holy shit, they got a good channel. I was like, you want updated shit, you go to them. Haven't found any new metal YouTubers lately. Have you heard of Pedro Lopez? No. But the way you spell it, I'm guessing it's not a mariachi band. Yeah, I haven't found any new ones either, to tell you the truth. And I think the only channels I've been watching a lot is, like I said, Forge Master Reviews. I've been watching, oh God, AMP Reacts, the one with the father and son. That is fucking great. I wish there was more channels out there like that. I think the other one I've been watching, his name is Shane Diablo. He does like a lot of reaction, dissection kind of videos. Oh my goodness. Okay, what is the name of that one website? Butcher Baby started their tour in a few weeks. Oh, okay. Have you heard of what's happening to Septic Site? I try to avoid that girl, any kind of news with her. Somebody did tell me what happened. Like, I was never into her channel. I kind of knew. Hey, want to come on with me? Let's see. But all the same. Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with her. I really don't know. I know she was living in a hotel room and she got a lot of people to give her money, and then I heard she just spent it on drugs. But it's sad because she does have potential, and I kind of knew that's where it was going with her. It was just like an intuition. But she's made a couple videos that I don't know if it was clickbait because I didn't click on it because I didn't want to, whether it was clickbait or not. She was telling the truth. I just did not. It was a very attention grabbing. And don't get me wrong, I understand your channel needs like an attention or whatever, but it was just shallow, really bad stuff. And I was just like, no. I think she talked shit about emo kids or something like that. And don't get me wrong, I was the same way growing up. It's like where I didn't like the emo kids because I was the only metalhead in my school. And believe it or not, the emo kids took over my school. So them and the rockabillys. So I just remember like not liking them either. But as I've grown up and everything, I was like, okay, a lot of these rock genres, I get it, is not our favorite, but we kind of need to stick together at the same time. Like, I hate how I see goths shitting on emo and scene kids saying that's ratchet shit. I'm like, I'm sorry, but what about your little S&M shit you guys like to do and fetish stuff? I'm just saying, nothing wrong with it, but don't be fucking chastising other So good. Yeah. Anyways, off her. We don't need to talk about her. What else is new? I like the conversation where it's been going all over the place. I like how we talked about hip hop. I like how we talked about new metal. I like how we talked about even metal shows back when it used to be on MTV. We've had some good topics, you guys. Thank you. Thank you for not asking me, what do you think of this band? I'm just going to be straightforward with you guys. I hate it when not just me, but anybody gets asked that question. So what do you think of, like, I don't know, what's a band? Cradle of Filth. It's just an example. I'm like, thank you for not doing that. We've actually got it on topics that I enjoy, that we're actually discussing shit, and I love it. Thank you. Because at the end of the day, I don't think you guys want to know what I think about them. I'm pretty sure by my channel, you guys already know how blunt I am, especially with certain bands that I've mentioned I don't like. So I was like, yeah, I think by now it's just best to, like, yeah. Tyler, I just barely saw your comment. What about Samurai Guy? But yeah. So, Trez, what you been up to? Still working? Making that dollar? How's your band? How's everything? Tell me everything. Like, tell me everything. You haven't uploaded in a while either, huh, Trez? Now that I think about it. It's funny because I was watching a video of Lonnie's and he was like, I haven't been uploading recently. And I was like, I see a video of his like almost every other day. How is he not uploading recently? But okay. Can't wait for CM Punk to debut for AEW. Yeah, man, I've been hearing about that. That's a big FU to fucking WWE. WWE is not going to last long anymore. It's just, I'm going to give it like another 20 to 40 years and it's going to be done. You asked about any metal YouTubers. Oh, yeah. Okay, duh. Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, we were talking about wrestling. Yeah. I mean, there's not really much I could say about WWE right now. I haven't been watching wrestling or anything. I mean, I'll keep up with the news and like Jim Cornette and everything, but every day I'm hearing somebody got let go, and I'm like, and of course it's the good ones, but yet you still bring back John Cena, and you still bring back Brock Lesnar. Yes, R.I.P. WWE. Stephanie McMahon is not going to save it. Okay, she's not. If it would have been left to Shane, I would have had hope for it. I mean, they definitely took new directions that I agree with a few years ago, but now it's under Peacock. So Peacock won't allow cussing. Peacock is family friendly. Even Law and Order is somewhat family friendly on there. It's just like, it's not. Trust me, WWE sucks. Yeah, I knew a producer that worked for them too. Vince McMahon is very hard to work with. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I think we all kind of knew that because Jim Cornette tells it all. But it's definitely not something I've been like caring for lately. But I still love wrestling podcasts. I still watch. I was thinking the other day, and I've told one of my friends this. I was like, if I were to start a dating profile, I'm a very different type of human being. Let's just say that. I don't binge watch a lot of shows on Netflix unless it's anime. And then I don't really, what's it called? I don't know. What do people do that I don't? I don't like going to the movie theaters. I really don't. I'm the person that'll watch it at home. So I was like, what would I put in my bio? You know how in a dating bio you have to put that? I was like, I'm just going to put down that I listen to porn and wrestling podcasts because I do. I listen about what goes on in the porn world, and it's like a whole fuck. Dude, you guys need to really watch like Holly. What's her name? Holly. Oh God, I can't remember. It's Holly's podcast, but she comes from a family of like porn directors, and yeah, that's a whole different world when you're like listening to them talk and how it works and everything. I was like, fuck, it's like, damn. Jim Cornette ripping on WWE. It's funny. It is hell. It's funny as hell. Peacock cut a lot of the Attitude Era from Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, yeah, and that was the best part. That was the best era. I mean, I'm pretty sure the 80s was real great, but I was barely born in the late 80s, so I can't remember. All I can remember was the Attitude Era and seeing Stone Cold Steve Austin beating up his boss, and that was like everyone's dream right there. That's why I loved Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's like, it's funny because like I know a lot of people talk about separating the character and the real human being. The same thing with like metal bands. Like, you know, there's all this bullshit that you find out about these lead singers or these bands, that what they were doing. And then people are like, should we separate the music from the actual person? I like to say depends what it was. Depends what it was. Like, obviously it was like child stuff, then no. It's like no. But if it's just like only one person that did it, I'll forgive the rest of the band. So let's say, like, for example, Stone Cold Steve Austin is a good example. Like, a lot of people were like, oh, well, you're against, like, you know, abuse, you know, women getting abused, and that's what Stone Cold did. So that was the first time where I actually had to separate myself. I was like, I like the character. Hopefully the person has changed. It seems like it, because this wife that he's with now, I feel like she has him by the balls, and she kind of knew the stuff that happened. But I'm like hoping he's changed a lot. So I had to even teach myself at one point, like, separate the character from the real person. But if he were, let's were to say, if he were to come out with some child suspicion stuff, oh fuck no, all of it's out the door. I hope not. I hope that never happens to him. I mean, I hope he'll never be dumb enough to do something like that, because he was like my hero growing up. See, that's the thing. Another thing I could put on my dating profile: Stone Cold Steve Austin is my hero. And that's the bottom line, because JaxB.TheRipper said so. Exactly. Thank you. I should probably start saying that at the end of my videos now, because I've been thinking of getting rid of the take care of your vaginas to have a bonerific day. I feel like that was like a part of like when I first started or whatever, but I don't feel like it's aging well. Let's just say that. I don't think it's aging well. So maybe I should start saying that. I don't know. But I get the feeling some people are going to get mad. You don't say. I'll probably say it every now and then, the bonerific day and all that. I think it's funny and it's cute, but oh god. Oh. But yeah, can you imagine my dating profile saying that? Like, oh, listens to wrestling and porn podcasts. Stone Cold Steve Austin, hero. Nobody's gonna take my fucking profile seriously. I think I'll just stick going to the bars. But yeah, I don't know. Should I do a dating profile saying that shit? Be like, metal YouTuber, listens to wrestling podcasts and porn podcasts. I'll do it for shits and giggles, probably. The only thing is, I hate it like when you put something that's like out of the order. It's not really out of the ordinary, but you know what I mean. For like, obviously, I like, you know, masculine sports or whatever, or like fights or martial arts. If I put that in my biography, there's always got to be guys on there that has to be like educating me. I'm like, okay, yeah, because I'm really going to like suck your dick for that. Yeah. No. I've had that happen on my YouTube channel a couple of times. Like, I'll have this. I'm pretty sure this has happened to everyone in whatever situation. But have you guys ever like said something and then somebody has to repeat it and sort of what you said? They kind of revise it a little bit, but it was basically what you said. I fucking hate that shit. They're trying to make you look dumb, but they made themselves dumber by repeating themselves after you. No, I haven't listened to Something to Wrestle With. I usually just listen to Jim Cornette, or I used to listen to Taz. Taz had his own thing going on for a while. And who else? Oh my God. I followed him. I just wrestling. Or no, Mattman. It's something like that. I forgot the name. It was, I'm subscribed to them. I just can't remember the name, but it was something like Mattman or something. I like how we could talk about these things. Thanks, you guys. You really are my people. It's funny because I know, like, I think it was Poppy. I haven't heard any of her stuff, but I know she does like the metalcore stuff or the deathcore stuff. People were like, "Oh, we're surprised this kind of music is shown on NXT Wrestling has been putting on like punk and metal music ever since the 80s. So I don't know why people are being in shock by that. Like Poppy's not the first. Evanescence was played, like Bring Me to Life, the original one, their demo work was played on one of the events of SmackDown. So I'm like, why are we in shock? They're playing rock music. Like, what were they expecting? I guess only Motorhead. Oh, really? I don't watch Impact Wrestling, so. Oh my goodness. Speaking of Jamie Jasta, okay. So I let my friend borrow the hoodie that I won from Jamie Jasta, that you and I won, Mr. Death Metal, and my friend still has it. Still has it. And I'm like, dude, you need to hurry up and return my sweater back. He's like, I will when I can find it. I'm like, he's like, it's around my house. I was like, you have a small house. How can you lose it? It's a single apartment. So I'm like, how can you lose it? I'm like, never again am I letting people borrow my attire, especially my metal attire. And then like, I'm afraid because like, okay, it's a transgender female, my friend. So we're going to say her. So her boyfriend is a fan of Jamie Jasta too. And I'm like, oh no, if he sees that sweater, he better not take it. I was like, no. So I'm trying to hurry up and get that sweater back before he sees it like, hey, I didn't know you like Jamie Jasta. And then like, oh, my friend never came back for it. Hopefully, ooh, no, she better give it back. Or else I'm not going to give her her birthday present. Chris Jericho had a song Judas played as his theme because he is the I've never really listened to Fozzy. I heard they're a good band. I just can't stand Chris Jericho, but I've never listened to Fozzy. Yeah, Demolition had thrash metal for their intro music. Oh, okay. But who else? There was a lot. CM Punk was so Killswitch Engage one, yeah. Didn't Stone Cold Steve Austin have like a Disturbed mix one time? It was like really bad though. I didn't like it. What was the other one? There was a lot of them. Oh, of course everyone knows about the Megadeth one, Trust. Was it no, not Trust. Oh my god, why can't I not remember it? It was the one with Goldberg. It was the one with the movie, the Jean-Claude Van Damme one. I don't let anybody borrow my band shirts. Yeah. Well, this was a sweater, so it was like different, but I learned my lesson. I was like, oh, I'm never doing that again. Never. Like, no, freeze. Like, take a towel. Like, I'll bring you a towel. I could spare a towel. Like, you could keep yourself warm with a towel. But I learned my lesson not to do that ever again. Mm-hmm. Who was another one? I'm trying to think. The Fantastic uses ZZ Top song. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with the Fantastics. I probably am. I just can't remember right now. Oh my god! Remember when Stacy Keibler had that horrible version of Legs by Kick Rock? Oh, that was so bad. I was like, and I love Legs. So I was like, oh, that sounds wrong, but Alistair's Black theme was very good. Tress, I didn't even know you watch wrestling, Tress. Oh my god, I didn't even know. You sure you don't want to come on? Either ways, I don't know how much more longer I'll be on here. So, but I'm having fun. Yeah, he had a really good. He has like a clothing brand that's like black metal attire wise, right? I remember that. I'll send it to you on Instagram. Okay. What's the one for Randy Orton? He has I forgot what band plays for him. I mean, his theme song. I cannot stand Randy Orton. He's such a like, okay, I don't know if he's a douche in real life, but he just has like, he has a very punchable face. I just don't like him. I've never liked them. I don't think he was that great either of a wrestler. Got it. Thank you. I'm not going to play it right now, though, just because my phone is on like 10%. Yeah. Who was the other one? Yeah, but there's a lot of bands that played for them. Of course, you guys got to be making noise right now. Thanks. I live in a noisy neighborhood. I miss house sitting, that one place I was at, because at least it wasn't noisy. I was surrounded by cats. Yeah, that's right. I was surrounded by pussy, damn it. 4 cats. I was like, damn, she has a lot of cats. Oh, yeah, everyone knows the Triple H one. And Motorhead did so many. What was it Line in the Sand, King of Kings, Bow Down to the King? I think no, that is Kings of Kings. No. It was like 3 or 4 songs. That's all I remember. I love the stories that Triple H will mention about Lemmy when like they met Stephanie McMahon and everything. I thought that was good. Off topic, way off, but who remembers the muscle toys? Okay, I obviously don't, but do any of you guys? Wait, is the muscle toys the one it was like it wasn't like a stuff. It was almost like a stuffed toy, right? But they were just like masculine kind of. Is that what you're talking about? Was that like early 90s? Because I probably do remember. I just didn't know they had a name. And don't worry, man, we get a lot of off topics. I mean, this is a metal channel, but yet we're talking about wrestling. And then sometimes we talk about zodiac signs on here. We've done many conversations of that. And then what else have we done? We were talking about reality shows. So it's like, dude, this is just like a chill environment. I do not expect anything. Like, trust me, I don't sometimes I'll have like a set discussion, but usually I have other people on here to help me talk about that. But if it's just me, I don't give a fuck. Like, let's talk about shit. Okay, I can't look at that right now. Okay, well, somebody remembers that they said he said he had a bunch of them. Yeah. The only thing, Java, the only thing I will say is like the only thing that really like it doesn't irk me. It's just like I don't like giving my opinions on it. It's like people like usually ask a lot of YouTubers, well, what do you think of this band and that band and that band? It's like, first of all, I don't think you want to hear what I really think about the band. And second, why does it matter if you like it? So it's like, might as well not know. My girlfriend's zodiac sign is a Cancer. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Trish Stratus was #1 when I was a teenager. She was, oh dude, I loved Trish Stratus. I still do. She's great. Um she's aged so well. Like she's so beautiful. Oh, but Noah, you're a Taurus, huh? So that makes sense. I'm a Taurus too, but I don't like Cancer men at all whatsoever. It's like I dated one and that shit. What talk about a pity party? Like, no. I'll go for like the other 2 water signs, that's fine, but not them. Remember Lita? Yes, Lita, when she first came out with the Hardy Boys and she had the fishnets things on and everything. Yeah, and the thong sticking out. It was tasteful though. Virgo season is upon us. Oh, okay, then no. Okay, I don't know which. Okay, but obviously somebody in here does. Weird toys, but so fun to collect. I was never like I was mentioning earlier that okay, my parents were just like the typical, sexist parents. They're like, you don't play with boys' toys, right? And I remember I used to want like wrestling action figures, and they were like, no. And I had won a contest from Lonnie, Classy Lonnie Metal, and he added something extra, and it was a little Kane doll, little Kane action figure. And I even said it right there. This is my first WWE action figure. It meant a lot because I was never given, was allowed to have one growing up as a kid. So, and the fact that it's an old school one and everything, and from back in the day, I was like, that meant a lot that he tossed that in. You're a Taurus, yeah. Okay. I remember not too long ago, I went into the garage and I had to find something, and I found like old like photo albums and like school, like remember back in the binder days when we had to like have those sheets protectors. I found like old wrestling pics because okay, everyone would have like, hey there, Hex, I'm doing well. And so everyone back in those days in high school when I remember all the girls would have like their favorite rappers on there, or it was like Blink 182 and stuff like that. I fucking had Stone Cold Steve Austin, and this is when I used to be a Jericho fan, and then I think I had like one of the Hardy Boys on there. I had that shit on my binder. I was that oddball that nobody wanted to talk to. Yeah. But those were the days with, but I remember I found a bunch of those pictures in the garage. I was like, oh my goodness, I still have these. I had to finally throw them away because they were like old as fuck and, deteriorating. But I was like, I can't believe I still had these the whole time. I had to go in that garage one day and throw some shit away. Hmm. What did you guys have in your notebooks? Were you the type that doodled all over, like I hated school on your notebooks and stuff? Or did you have metal bands on there? I used to have a Limp Bizkit. Going back to Olympus, yeah, when I used to be a Limp Bizkit fan, I used to have a picture. It was of Eminem and Fred Durst both flipping you off, and there's like a bunch of like Eminem clones in the back. I had that picture. Oh my god, that's so sad to admit. Well, yeah, I had that picture, but at least it wasn't fucking Kid Rock. um, who was the other one? Um, Forgot what else I had in there. I did not know. I don't think I think I fell off Metallica off that time, so I didn't have any more Metallica pictures on there. I did used to write lyrics, like metal lyrics all the time, and I just remember like the girls around me were like, okay, Jax, like you're a weirdo, like okay. But it's funny how those girls eventually start dating guys in bands. They weren't into metal bands, they were like in the rockabilly scene. But I was like, huh, now you guys are dating band guys. And I was like, and I remember you guys used to look at me weird because I used to write down lyrics and all that. Like metal lyrics, I mean, from other bands. I wasn't in a band. I was never musically talented. I had a Limp Bizkit sticker on my notebook. Okay. All right. So we were on the Limp Bizkit gang. Okay. Um, what was another one? Hmm. Forgot what else I had on my notebooks. But then when I went to community college, all of a sudden it was like Megadeth this and a corn sticker. Okay. Yeah. I like corn. But I just is one of those bands I try to get into. You know what I mean? Like the same thing with Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's like I don't hate them, but I'm not going to invest my time in them. So that's just how it is. I had a pic of Eddie on my notebook. I thought, I don't know why this crossed my head, but I thought you meant Eddie Trunk. I was like, why would you have a picture of Eddie Trunk? But you know what? I will not judge you. But I know you mean like Eddie Iron Maiden, but I don't know why that crossed my head. Let's see. I bought my daughter Transformer toys when she was 2. She used to call them Weebots. That's awesome. I really can't remember who. Oh, and then eventually, my love for Brad Pitt came in, so it was like pictures of Brad Pitt. So, still in love with him ever since. But yeah, I think that's all I remember from my notebook days, to tell you the truth. I never really thought anybody was cute in my high school. If I did, they didn't like me back. But it was just like I wasn't the typical like I heart this guy. Like no, I probably did that in the 6th grade, but then like middle school and high school, I didn't do that. Remember back in the days when we used to pass notes in class? Does anybody still do that? I don't know if there's anyone young enough in the chat. I noticed a lot of my subscribers are either they're millennials or they're Gen X. I have some Gen Z, obviously, but it's not like the large number. Because I was checking my analytics one time. It's like a lot of them are in their late 20s to like their mid or late 40s. I noticed. I was like, okay, cool. I have a little all over the place. I like that. Because I know now they allow you to bring your cell phone because almost everyone has a cell phone now. affordable, unlike when I was in high school. Oh, don't get me wrong, the cell phone prices are ridiculous, but the plans are different because back then you used to have to pay for the minutes. When did you first start listening to metal? Okay, so I turned 21 next year. Oh, you're okay, so you're the youngest on here. Um, I'm gonna say 11, but really, I story always changes because eventually I start remembering shit. I had a traumatic childhood, somewhat traumatic, so there's like a lot of stuff I buried. But then, so obviously the good stuff went with it. But I want to say this is what I always tell people. When I heard the first like heaviness of a guitar, it was actually through some cartoon show. I just don't remember what it was. It was like one of those indie ones that came and went. And I do remember like there were like puppets playing like it looked like satanic metal or whatever, right? And I got really into it. I'm like 6 years old, just going like that. And my parents were like, no, they changed the channel, right? Even though they come from like the hippie generation, I'm like, okay, whatever. But what's it called? So that's my first memory of listening to something heavy, believe it or not. It was something from some Muppet show. I don't know what it was. And then eventually I was 11. It was okay. It was not the Metallica song anybody would expect, because I know as a lot of people would say like, oh, it was the Black Album, or oh, it was, one of the first 3 albums. Mine was from the Mission Impossible soundtrack, and it was when Limp Bizkit. I just remember those both songs back in 2000, Mission Impossible 2, yeah, and back in the year 2000. I just remember it was those 2 songs that got me into it, as long as like gateway bands like AC/DC, because one day I was just listening to the radio and I was getting tired of listening to like Backstreet Boys and like NSYNC. And I remember I actually decided to leave my comfort zone, and it was K-Rock. That's the channel, that's the station we have here. And then I was listening to one of the classic rock stations, and UFO, believe it or not, at 11 or 12 years old, Dr. Doctor, that was one of the gateway bands for me to listen to more of this type of music, rather it be classic rock or heavy metal. I always like to bring both of them in because it was both at the same time I started listening to this music. And obviously AC/DC and with the Back in Black album and the Highway to Hell and all that. So it was those bands that led the way for me. And I remember we had a kid who was a big Pantera fan. This is when Pantera was still around, obviously. So yeah, those were the gateway bands for me to start getting into metal. And I'm gonna say I was 6 or 5 years old when I really wanted to get into it, but my parents were like, "No, you're too young." And then it was when I was 11 years old, and they couldn't tell me shit no more. Well, they could have, but we had to tug our shirts in middle school. Yeah, I think we didn't have to, but they couldn't be baggy because I was raised in the hood area, so they just couldn't be baggy. They didn't have to be tucked in. They just couldn't be like past your knees or close to your knees. You know what I mean? But obviously, if it was barely to the belt area, it didn't really matter because they don't want it to be a crop top either. So let's see. What else do I remember from that era? I can't really remember much. I mean, maybe if you were to ask me questions, I'll remember, or sometimes I won't. But yeah, I know like all the bands. Like I knew another girl in the 6th grade. She was like, "Oh, I like Smashing Pumpkins and all that stuff," but I wasn't really at that time. I didn't really care for Smashing Pumpkins. Now it's like I still don't care, but I'll listen to the original hits. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I like this. It's not that bad. But grunge isn't my favorite either. Like, I'm sorry to say this, you guys, but I never got into Soundgarden, even though I know that's considered metal. I thought that shit was grunge at first. And I was like, I didn't know that was metal. So I'm sorry if I offended anybody, but I was never into Soundgarden whatsoever. And that sound confused the fuck out of me and what it was. But yeah. What was the other bands I listened to? I don't know. What were you guys say? Like, what was the first bands that got you into metal? Or did you see something on TV or anything? Oh, Jackie Daniels is asleep right now. Yeah, in case you guys don't know, I have a bearded dragon. I was never into Nirvana. Yeah, it's I couldn't get into Nirvana either. I gotta make Jackie Daniels an appointment to the vet. I finally found a place that is good with reptiles. Because, spoiler alert, if you guys don't know this, if you're gonna invest in a reptile as a pet, make sure you find a vet near you um, that specializes in reptiles. Because a lot of these vets are only cats and dogs, believe it or not. Not even bunny rabbits. Um, so I found one nearby, is actually near my old high school. So I was like, great memories. Um, and Pearl Jam. Yeah, I don't mind, but I wouldn't invest my time in Pearl Jam either. But yeah, I would no. I mean, they're okay. Like if you were to play in the car, I wouldn't really care. Like, yeah. I think the bands that started my interest in metal were 3 Day Grace and Marilyn Manson. Oh, let's not get on the Marilyn Manson topic. 3 Day Grace is good. I couldn't believe how many songs I memorized of them. Them and Breaking Benjamin. I was like, I'm surprised, like how much I remember. Oh, hi. How are you? Oh, but what was another one? I don't know. There's lots of bands. I'm pretty sure. It's just I try. Don't get me wrong, you guys. I know I'm really blunt. I try very hard not to what's it called? Not to bash on some of these bands because I know you guys like them. But at the same time, I'm not going to be on the fucking what's it called, wheel wagon or whatever, and be like, yeah, I like them. So I was like, no, I don't do that shit. But does anybody follow the Metalhead box anymore? I mean, because I know like I got in touch with the owner. She did her own metal style of a makeup palette. I was like, oh my god, yes, yes, I'm all for this. Yes, because in case you guys don't know, I do a series called About the Band. I need to finally upload a video. I know I've been lagging it, but I already explained in the beginning of the video why I've been lagging it. But oh, honey, no, I do not like Typo Negative. That's the number one band. I'm surprised I actually didn't get any hate for that because I've been very public. I mean, very vocal. I mean, on all my social medias on how much I hate Typo Negative. I actually didn't mind them at first. I just don't know where this big craze came out of nowhere for Typo Negative, and because I never used to hear them around. Then all of a sudden, the past 5 years, everyone's been talking about them, and I first I thought they were okay. I know they did. I believe it was Nosferatu, and where there was a DVD of it. I don't know if it's still out or it was just like a limited edition thing where they played the music to Typo Negative to Nosferatu. That was badass. I saw it on YouTube when they had it for a while. That was really good. That's when I first heard of Typo Negative. But it wasn't like music I was just gonna like listen to all the time. But out of nowhere, they blew up again, and I'm just like, I'm not into this goth, supposedly goth shit. Like, no, it's not good. And I really feel that with Peter Steele, you know how a lot of people give women shit, like, I mean, like female metal musicians, about like, because you either hear, oh, the only reasons why she's popular is because she's pretty, or they won't give them a chance because they're ugly. I really feel like Peter Steele got popular because of his looks. I mean, I feel like he's that bitch right there. So I'm like, nah. And I've even said it. I think I've mentioned it on Fat Samurai Guy's channel too. I'm not sure. I mentioned it somewhere. But I was like, yeah, Peter Steele is literally that hot chick that is just really hot. And that's probably why he's popular. Like, he's just that hot guy. And a lot of guys want to suck his dick even though they don't want to admit it. But no, I do not like Typo Negative. No. So anyways, not that I insulted everybody who likes Typo Negative. No, I don't like Green Day. No, but I'd rather listen to Green Day than Typo Negative. I wasn't a big fan of Green Day. They did have a couple of songs I liked, but like again, it was not a band like I just No. At least with like Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I forgot who was the other band I mentioned earlier, or Korn. I wanted to give a chance, and I sort of did, but I just could not get into them. Like Green Day, it was literally like 2 songs. I can't even remember the songs, and after that, I remember that fucking American Idiot shit. Oh, that shit came out when I was 16. No, I could not get away from it. All my friends loved it. I fucking hated it. And I thought that was their last album, but then I found out they made more music. I was like, they're still around, really? Sum 41 has some good hits. Not my go-to band, but it's good nostalgia music. You know, it's not. They're okay. They're okay. They're cool. Oh boy, yeah. And I'm surprised I still have people around after what I said about Typo Negative. Because somebody told me I think it was Lonnie. Lonnie said you could politely screw yourself. I was like, oh, thank you. I do that a lot to myself. I was like, I do that a lot to myself. But I was surprised though. Some people were like, you know, I respectfully disagree. I was like, I'm really thinking like people were gonna come out with their pitchforks, and I'm not gonna lie, that day I was kind of looking for a fight. So I think people knew that, and that's why they didn't give me that. My friend saw Green Day last week. Oh, I did not even know they were touring. See, I'm so old. I actually 2 older bands in the head, huh? Okay, I'm dyslexic. Sorry. I've never heard any of their stuff. I know who they are though. For some reason, when I was younger, this was back when I actually watched TV and we had like basic cable. When I would watch like classic VH1, they were always doing interviews or there was always guest appearing or whatever. So I know who they are, but I've never heard of a single album, to tell you the truth. Let's see. What's another band? Can't remember what else was pop. Oh, I hate Blink 182. I hated Blink 182. I hated them and I hated No Doubt. I couldn't. Gwen Stefani, I don't understand why people think she has a voice. Like, no. The Orange County Lid. Oh my God. That's so bad. I haven't heard. I only know the 2 songs. I did listen to some of their other stuff not too long ago, but it unfortunately is not memorable. But I remember that Pamela Anderson video they did, and I forgot the other song. But yeah, there was like really like 2 big popular songs. Yeah, she is annoying. Burzum, to tell you the truth, I don't know what you mean. Like, I feel like Burzum is a very controversial topic, but I mean, I don't mind Burzum at all, but it's not like my go-to black metal. Uh, Yeah, no, I can't stand Gwen Stefani. Her solo work was okay. It was just very auto-tuned because I was like, you don't sound like that. I'm like, you do. I've heard how she sounds live when she was at like the Super Bowls and all that. I'm like, you do not. You're so auto-tuned, just like J-Lo. Which is too bad. So her solo work was good. So if she actually like sound like that, that would have been great. I think really the only song I like was Ex-Girlfriend. That's it. That was like the only song I liked. And I'll admit that whole like Just a Girl was like the anthem. Like, yeah, well, we all felt like a lot of girls felt. So yeah, but that's about okay, gorgeous. Going to bed, have a wake up early, talk to you soon. Night night. Oh my god. She was one of I mean, I hate to say that because I don't like saying that about women, but then again, it's like you got to remember back in those days, like Capitol Records and all those plays, they basically created a look. So I don't know if she really did created that rockabilly look or that's something she really liked doing. Um, but I see what you mean is like you're not really attacking her because of how she looks. But I think you're trying to say is like, you know, these record companies created that and forgot about the talent. So I get what you mean. Because heaven forbid if we have a plain Jane on there. Um, Mastodon's cool. I think everybody likes Mastodon. But yeah. I know, like, I've been wanting to do my hair like pink and red. I just don't want to do it because she did it, and I don't want fucking people to tell me that's the Gwen Stefani look from the 2000s. Like, bitch, shut up. I was like, shut up. Of course, I love Nightwish. I have like a bunch. Oh my God, I have not worn any of the merch that I got from them. It's like, like how, what's it called? Have you ever had those type of shirts or long sleeves or sweaters you just don't want to wear because it's a little bit different than the other shirts and you just leave it there to look pretty because it's a collection? That's how I don't like Gorgira. No. Obviously I like Ozzy and Motorhead. Motorhead I like, but I'm not like crazy about, I like them, but I'm not like Lemmy is God. You know what I mean? But I respect them. Oh, but yeah, Nightwish. There was like a good few years I saw I listened to. Of course, I like Warlock. Tarja or Floor? I don't like Tool. I don't like prog metal that much. Tarja or Floor? Come on, guys. I want to know. I'm a Tarja fan. I do respect Floor tremendously, though. Don't get me wrong. But I just love the strength of Tarja's voice. I just do. I didn't say anything for Annette just because I know a lot of people don't choose. I like Annette a lot. It just wasn't, it was too commercialized with Nightwish. But I love the stuff that she's doing on her own. Like I even bought, what was the album? Oh, what was the band? I can't even remember. Ugh, hold on, I'll look it up right now. My phone is like on 5%. Let's see if it could last. Probably not. No. Tarja, okay. Where's my library so I could find you the name of the. I'm probably not going to be able to find it. No, I hated Tiger Army. I still do. Where is her band? I'm not going to be able to find it. I have so much shit on here on my playlist. They're all cluttered up. Ugh. Tarja. Yeah, almost there. Tarja's winning. I was like, I keep looking up and Tarja's winning. Let's see. A band I wished I didn't break up was Unsun. I don't know if everybody knows that Polish band. They're like a melodic metal band, I think. I wish they hadn't have broken up. I know the lead singer had problems with her vocal, so that sucked. Wow. Oh, the Dark Element. There we go. That's the band that Annette is with. So that's a really good band. I actually own one of the CDs. I think she made she made 2 albums with them. And then they were talking about her again. I don't know if she made like another album or it was just like another band or another project, but she has good vocals, and it's so sad that she gets so much hate just because she was with Nightwish. I was like, dude, it was just like, okay, I like some of the music on there, but I didn't like, it was definitely those Nightwish albums I didn't listen full on through. But I don't know. She just gets too much hate. Hey, how are you? Oh boy. But yeah, it just sucks that she gets that much hate. I'm like, why? She's great. She seems like she's nice. Of course I like Powerwolf. I haven't listened to the one where they did Demons Are Girls Friend. No, I did listen to it. What am I saying? I did listen to it. The one where they did with Alicia. Elisa White Glues. I feel like I always butcher it. They did a remake with Elisa, yeah. Okay, I haven't even heard of them. Not even gonna lie, Hex. Have not even heard of them. Now we're getting back to the have you heard of this after I said I'm glad you guys don't ask. Dude, I've told you I listened to Acid Bath. There was a period I listened to them, but not anymore. I'm not really into the sludge metal anymore. I know. I just finished saying like I'm glad you guys don't ask me like are you into this band or that band? Now look at us. You guys got into it. Oh. Oh my god, I do like the Cranberries. I like a lot. I like the song Joe. I do like and the Animal Instinct. Oh, Salvation. Salvation was a good song. I even like the video. It was a little cheesy, but it was a good video. Mm, forgot what was the other songs, but I have like a playlist of them. I have a playlist of like 90s music that I do enjoy. Like I love Pennywise. I just talked about them. And I love oh yeah, Zombie was all over the place. That was one of their very popular ones. What was the other? Oh my god, I'm trying to think. Oh, Bad Religion. Those are one of my favorite like 90s bands right there. Static X. But I'm not really that into the 90s like new metal scene that much. So that's why it's like if you were to go on my 90s playlist on Spotify, you'll see it's like just nothing but a bunch of songs of the same bands. No, I don't remember Fueled by Fire. Nah, I never got into Bad Brains. I believed I listened. Oh no, that wasn't them. That wasn't them. Never mind. I'm confusing them with the Jumping Souls. But nah, I'm guessing they're that punk band. I'm not. I know I mentioned a few punk bands, but believe it or not, I don't know that much about punk. So, Circle Jerks, I never really listened to either. I feel like if you're going to mention Bad Brains, people have to mention Circle Jerks. Oh, the Addicts. Is that what they're called? The Addicts, the one that look like Clockwork Orange people? No, don't even ask me about them either. I don't like them. My friend tried so hard to take me to one of their shows, and I'm like, no. Vice Squad was cool. I like them. They did a good show live. Hmm. Is anybody a fan of the Sounds? The Swedish like synthwave band or whatever they're known as be? Oh, Def Leppard. No, I would never pick Poison. No. A Def Leppard was by like a landslide. Poison didn't really have any songs I liked. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should give them a chance. Um, because all I could remember was Talk Dirty to Me. Maybe they did have other great songs. I do not like Bret Michaels' solo career at all. Bret Michaels' solo career was not that great. And I think that's why he came out with Rock of Love in like 2007 or 6 to promote his solo career. I was like, boy, no, stop. It was just like it was like, what is it known? Like adult alternative. You know, if you hear a band being called adult alternative, it's because they threw in the towel, basically saying like, we're not as popular anymore. That's basically what they're saying. You basically admitted that, yeah, you're old and that you can't keep up with other legends like Iron Maiden, for example, or Judas Priest. But yeah, I don't know. I've never listened to any more stuff of Poison. Maybe one day I will. I doubt that. I just remember that cover album of what dragged in, what the cat dragged in was terrible. I like Cinderella though. I was sad when oh god, see, I have a fucked up memory, you guys. I can't remember people's names. I compare, I couldn't even remember. This is so sad. This is how much of a fucked up memory I have. I totally forgot about my nephew's birthday. Might I mention, he's my favorite nephew. Might I mention, I have a few passwords with his numbers of the birthday. You know what I mean? And the day of his birthday, I did not remember to say happy birthday. And I'm just like, I am terrible. Like I'm so terrible. And this is my and I couldn't even remember at all. But I remember he's a Leo, and that's it. And I just was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I forgot about your birthday. And he's like, no, don't worry about it. I was doing things, so I'm fine. I'm like, he's not the typical Leo attention in the world. He's fine doing that to himself. It's okay. Brett was really grasping at straws during his solo career. I need to highlight that part right there. Yes. Yeah, I forgot. It's just that's how much of a fucked up memory. The Runaways. I mean, I don't hate them, but I never really cared. What was another thing? I can't remember my mom's age. I know she's about to be 70, or maybe she already is, and I don't know it. I have another nephew, a younger one. I just know his zodiac sign is an Aries, and his birthday's in April. After that, I can't remember shit. And I never remember to tell him happy birthday. It's so bad. Hey, nobody remembered my birthday last year. Was it last year? There have been a couple years so people forgot, like in my household, forgot about my birthday. And I wasn't expecting much because it wasn't like really good years, especially 2020. So I wasn't really like expecting my parents to say anything because we were all going through a hard time. And then especially from my mom, because she was going through cancer at that time, and that's when it hit her hard. So I wasn't expecting her. And then she felt like terrible for forgetting. I'm like, Mom, you have a reason to forget. Like, I don't. It's just, I really don't. But yeah. But I'm a forgetful person. My birthday's May 15th, so it already passed. It was a terrible birthday too. I fucking hated it. I guess I got some closure for it. Basically, I had a birthday party and the attention was stolen off of me and nobody acknowledged me. Well, Evan acknowledged me. For those of you that follow my channel, you guys know who Evan is, but it was really bad. And then like one of my friends like eventually apologized for, I'm not going to explain the whole situation because I don't like remembering it. And I kind of have closure. And I try bringing it up to some people. They're like, well, we were really fucked up. And I'm like, because that's excuse for everything, being drunk. Okay. But I just remember crying for days because like I just had, it's been a hard year and a half for me. And the one, day that I want attention and, it's like, I get it if it's your birthday, we should all give you that day to yourself, right? But it's just like, really, like, you took the attention away from me and revolved it around your kid. It was, but at least one of my friends apologized to me about that. So, yay, the Taurus Club. My mom asked me again what a Karen is. She didn't like my answer. Did you say it was your aunt? I feel so bad for the name because one of my friends, she's the sweetest person. Her name is Karen. Yeah. And I feel bad. She's the sweetest person you'll ever meet. She doesn't get angry easily at all whatsoever. She's very giving, gives the best birthday presents and Christmas presents. And I feel bad that her name is tainted like that. It should have been like Jennifer. I don't like the name Jennifer, and I don't think I've really met that many Jennifers that I liked anyways. Of course you did. I knew you were going to say that. Or Kate. I could see it being more of a Kate than Karen. Hmm. Hi, Jax. Working on a new video on my channel that will be up tomorrow. Yay! I know I liked your last, what's it called? I shared the one where you were talking about, the documentary. I can't remember the name of the documentary, but, oh, dude, see, I'm like insulting everybody. I'm sorry. But yeah, I shared it on, one of the Fat Samurai guys pages, and yeah, so I shared your video. Yeah, I could see you being a documentary channel. Probably better at it than I am. Rat skates, there we go. Yeah. Dude, Skull Diamond. Okay, so like since for those of you guys that don't know, I used to draw a lot, right? As a teenager. It was a great way to escape, the household. Um, so I am so ashamed of myself, dude, because I really dropped that talent like at 24, and I wish I didn't. I wish I would have still stuck with it because I used to be so good at drawing hands, and now I can't. It's like I need this. I'm even thinking, I think I should take drawing classes again, art classes, because I have so much art supplies. I am so ashamed of myself. I was like, I can't believe I mastered one thing that nobody else could. Well, no, I'm not saying nobody, but you know what I mean. It just takes a while. I was like, the one thing I mastered, now I suck at it. And so I was like, God, man, I should concentrate more on my art. But I'm doing it now, and slowly but surely. So since I have all this free time, um, I personally know a Karen, and she is a very sweet, nice person. So I think the term Karen is way too much of a stereotype. Yeah. However, I had a manager at Macy's named Karen. I have a whole video on that shit. I'm surprised that people loved it. But unfortunately, she was the stereotypical. She didn't have the hairstyle though, or the glasses. And obviously, she was the manager, and usually the Karens wants to speak to the manager. So wait, I was told that my mom and I could be twins. Really? I need to go back to your Facebook and look at that because I've seen pictures of your mom, but it's just been a long time. That's great, Jax. I drew hands based on simple shapes. Yeah, the thing is, like, I can't even remember how I started drawing Dragon Ball Z characters, and Sailor Moon characters. So that's what I was doing. I was doing animation. Um, I really wish I hadn't had given it up because, dude, I used to just freehand it. I used to freehand cartoons, and now I'm like, wow, a talent wasted. Thankfully, it's not like a sport where you age and your bones get brittle. Thankfully, it's nothing like that. So it is something you can still go back to. I think it's just like my ego's hurt. Like, wow. Because I used to tell myself, and this is one thing you guys should never do. Learn from me. Don't compare yourself to others. And whatever you're doing that you love, don't compare yourself to others. Just don't. Hey, Rain, what's up? Because that's what I was doing when I was like taking art classes. I was like, well, my work don't look anything like, anything nice. So it's like, why am I doing this? And blah, blah, blah. And then eventually, like, I should have stuck tagging more because tagging was great, like graffiti art. I was like, and I'm building that up again, looking through, I have a bunch of books on graffiti. It's like of the artworks and the murals. I used to be really good at drawing Dragon Ball characters when I was younger. Yeah, dude, that's draw. I could draw them free-handedly and everything. I can't do like personal portraits though, like people, and I really don't care of doing that. I could kind of cartoon, maybe I could do a cartoon version. Sometimes I could do it there. You know how there's just some people that have that cartoon look. So sometimes I could do it, but sometimes I can't. Hmm. Ay, ay. What was another one? I'm barely realizing, like, okay, I don't know how many anime fans we have here, but I just realized that Card Captors had another like parallel universe series around it, and now I'm like investing my time in it. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. That's true. I compare myself to bye Noah. That's true. I compare myself to me, and I get inspired myself from old. Yeah, exactly. Oh God, there's some pictures I regret giving to friends because they were like really bugging me to give it to them. There are a couple of Dragon Ball Z pictures that came out great. And one of them was Trunks, and we all know like I love Trunks. Like Trunks was my favorite. And if he was a real life person, I would like marry him. Have a good night. Yeah. Huh. But yeah, I have like Vegeta right there. Well, I have a couple let's see, a couple of Trunks action figures over here, and then the posters over here. Hmm. And I got a bunch of Sailor Moon figurines all around and card captors. And then all my vinyls, well, not all of them, but they're kind of next to me right here. What was another thing I used to do? Yeah, but then that was it. I used to oil paint too. That was another thing I used to do. I did not paint these. That no, I did not paint that. No, my hairdresser did. He painted it for me. So I was like, yay, thank you. It was a gift for. I've known him more than 10 years, but I've been going to his salon for 10 years. My girlfriend has a DBZ backpack now, and after I just got home from work, I want to get a gym bag, a Dragon Ball Z gym bag. Ninja Scroll is my shit. I heard of it, but I just have not seen it. Oh my god, but yeah, it's lots of good animes out there. See, I love how we could be all over the place, you guys. You guys are great. You're the only reason why I'm still on here, or else I would have like already called it quits. But shit, let's go for another while. As long as nobody's tired. Totally. But yeah. What's another? I don't know. What else have you guys been watching? I haven't really been watching like any like actual series. I did see the Bling Dynasty on Netflix. I was surprised I would watch a reality show, but that shit just got me hooked. The only like people show I watched was like Sabrina. Oh, thanks. Dude, I tried filming my t-shirt collection like a couple weeks ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, basically last month. Um, I had such a hard time doing that. I need to call like Evan to help me with that, to like hold the camera or something. Because holding that camera and trying to get it, the shirt, and trying to show you, like, because some of them I cut up because I'm trying to show you everything and what inspired me and blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be just like, oh, so here's my Misfit shirt. Yeah. You got it like at that one show. Yeah. Like, nah, it's like some of them I have stories. Some of them I just fucking ordered it online. So if you see me go through one real quick, I was like, it was just an online order. That's it. The spin of the American Horror. I hated American Horror Story. Me and my girlfriend would watch 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. And for the lows. What is 90 Day Fiance? I've never seen it. I've never seen it. I just seen the memes. Remember Duck Dynasty? I used to watch that shit. And then the fucking, not Uncle Si, but the other one, the other fool got into like so much trouble for basically saying some dumb shit. And like, he said like a bunch of dumb shit. But I was like, did they really make a lot of money just for making those stupid little quack thingies? Check out Fear Street Trilogy. Yeah, I've heard that one's really good. I heard the first one was not that great, but the other two were great. Okay. It's a show where a guy or a girl from America will date a foreign fiance and have to go through marriage and immigration stuff, and then there's lots of drama going on. They basically made a reality show over getting a mailed order bride or groom. Who would have fucking thought? I mean, hey, if there's money to make, there's money to make. Who knows? I should be on a reality show. No, not really. No. You watched Jersey Shore? I never saw it. I had friends that watched it, but I couldn't do it. What was another one? I used to watch The Housewives, but now I can't. It's just so dumb. I can't stand the Beverly Hills one. I don't even like Beverly Hills. The times I've gone in there for work when I've done freelance, oh fuck no, I hated it. The vibe there is just so stuck up. Like everyone is full of shit there. So when I watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and when I see the way they act, I was like, yeah, that's how they are. It's not even fake or scripted. That's how they are. I did like Dallas though, Real Housewives of Dallas, but I like the oh my god, I forgot her name. She was the Asian one. She's really funny. I felt like she was the only one that was real on there. Anybody remember Jerry Springer? They pay good if you go on there and act like a total dumbass. That's what I heard. Like they'll pay your rent. It's like basically rent money. I've thought about it. Trust me, there's lots of things I've thought about for money, and I'm like, no, don't do it because it's national and they'll see you, and I don't want people to remember me for something so stupid. I already put myself out on YouTube, so but at least I have control of that. Yeah, and Maury, I was on TikTok because they have TikToks now, and Maury did a reaction of Jerry Springer's one of his videos, and Jerry Springer had a guest, and the guy called him Maury, and Maury reacted to it, and it was like so funny, like the expression on his face, and then Jerry Springer was like, "You are the father." Oh, Family Jewels, I remember that. Austin, the Jerry Springer show from the second Austin Powers movie, and it had Steve Wilkos is still on. Yeah, you are. See, I told you guys I had a dick. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. What was another? There was like a lot of shows back in the day. Like, is there any more sitcoms? Or I was like, I don't even know what's on, to tell you the truth. 'Cause some of these shows are bad. It's just like I just can't get behind them. Like, I understand how it shits for giggles, 90 Day Fiance, but I would never waste my time on that show. But I could understand the humor behind it. Hmm. I never got into The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. I thought that. Why is it still on? Why? It's been on since I was a child. I'm 33 now. It needs to stop. Hmm. I used to watch what was it? I've talked about it, I think. Or maybe not. Actually, no, I should do a series on it, but I remember there was like Real Wives of Rock or something. There was two reality shows. Oh, Ex Wives of Rock, and then there was the ones where it was like Girlfriends or Wives of Rock. So they were basically still married. I've seen all the seasons to them. They were so good. I was like so addicted to them. One of them was with Bobby Brown and Athena and um who else? Ex-wife of Vince Neil and stuff. But I really like more rock Girlfriends of Rock or Wives of Rock. I don't know what it was, but the ones where they were basically married, because I like Josie Stevens and Steve Stevens a lot. I just like the whole friendship dynamic. I thought it was like a lot better and less dramatic. I can't stand reality. Yeah, a lot of the stuff I can't stand. It has to be like really good for me in order to watch it. Kings of Queens is one of my. Oh my god, I remember that show. That guy is a dick though. Kevin James, I think that's his name. Because I've known people like well, besides what people have said, but I remember one time I worked at a hotel and I was like the social hour hostess, and this guy worked at like country clubs and all that. He was like, dude, he said it was to the point that the people at the country clubs didn't like him and they wanted him out and they got him out. He was just so rude to everyone and didn't want to talk to anyone. And you know, you're working in a high society in the country clubs, and so if you're going to be there to socialize, they better like you. You know, it's that kind of shit that goes on there. So he's that high and mighty. Like him and Seinfeld were just fucking like, I heard they're just the biggest asshole. I don't understand why people like Seinfeld. Do any of you guys understand? I know they joked around saying it's a show about nothing, but how the fuck did they? It's not funny. Jerry Seinfeld is not a funny person. Ah, I love bunnies. In case you guys don't know what the B for is, and JaxB.TheRipper is for bunny. It's my nickname. And I just, JaxB.TheRipper, at that time, YouTube did it, if it was already taken, you couldn't use it as a name, but now it's like everyone has the same fucking name. But at that time, they're like, no, it's already taken. And it was the same thing with Instagram. Well, Instagram is still that way. So I just put the B for bunny because that's my nickname. Nobody really calls me that anymore, but they used to back in the day. Um, but it was basically after Sailor Moon. Yep, I agree. Seinfeld sucks. It was not funny. Um, what was another show Frasier I didn't get either. Um, I mean, it was all right, but I was a little kid, and then I tried watching it again when it was on repeats or whatever, and I couldn't. I watch a lot of old shows. Like I like Mama's Family. I don't know if any of you guys remember that. That was a good show. I love the old lady on it. It was produced by Carol Burnett. Um, the one who played Mama is gold. She was just a beer guzzling old lady that didn't like anybody. Yeah, Frasier. It was just like that upper stale class type of humor that nobody understood. But for some reason, it was big in the 90s. I didn't like Friends. I don't know why they popularized Ross and Rachel when that was a toxic relationship, which explains everyone's relationships today. I watched a lot of Knight Rider, yeah, when I was a kid, and the 80s Battlestar Galactica. Dude, I was watching again, and I didn't know that Jason Momoa was on there, but remember Baywatch Hawaii? He was on that show. Baywatch was terrible. It was cheesy as fuck. And the stills of the smiles and everything and the romance, it was terrible. I wish Fat Samurai Guy was here so we could be talking about this. It was so bad that it made daytime drama soap operas look better because at least they didn't do the whole fake happy thing. I didn't get like it was. I mean, fine. You want to concentrate on like hot looking bodies? Fine. I'm all for it. I don't fucking care. But the fact that you actually try to take it seriously. I haven't seen the movie, but I heard the movie's funny because they poke a lot of fun at it. But yeah, I remember Knight Rider for sure. What was another old show I like to watch? I don't think anybody. Do people still watch The Simpsons? I will only watch old shows of it. I will not watch the new stuff. No, God, my nose is getting stuffy. I've been talking. I do that when I talk too much. My nose gets a little stuffy. I don't know why. What was another old show I liked? My mom likes to watch The Waltons. Sometimes I'll watch it with her. I prefer the Little House on the Prairie. The A-Team. I seen a few episodes. Charlie's Angels. Did anybody ever watch? I seen a few of the episodes. It was pretty good, but at the same time, it was, you kind of knew what was going to happen the next episode. It was one of those shows, but that was normal for its time. I was actually named after Jacqueline Smith. That's who my mom mainly. My dad, okay, the story behind my name, my full name, is just the fact that my parents can't agree on shit, so they left it to mainly my oldest brother to name me. And he just liked Jacqueline Smith. He thought she was the pretty one. And then my mom thought she was the pretty one. They loved Farrah, but they thought Jacqueline was prettier than Farrah Fawcett. So they were like, yeah, let's just name her Jacqueline. And it's spelled differently. Let's just say that, my name. So that's where I got my name from. And I remember nobody in my high school knew who any of the original Charlie Angels one. They just knew about the Drew Barrymore and Lucy Liu one. But when I will tell them, because we will have assignments, they'll be like, oh, where did you get your name from? And I'll tell them, oh, I got it from Jacqueline Smith, the original Charlie's Angels. They're like, wait, there's an original one? I was like, yes, the 70s. You seen Charlie's Angels? Yeah. Imagine I have a girl. I don't want kids, but imagine if I do, I name her Farrah. No. I knew a girl named Farrah, so she was kind of annoying. How about the reruns of Bewitched? Oh, yeah. I watched a lot of reruns of Bewitched and I Dream of Jeannie. I Love Lucy will always be my favorite show of all time. It will always be my favorite. Nothing. I could never get tired of that. The only thing is they show it so goddamn early and I'm not that much of an early bird. But the times where I've had like insomnia and if I'm up all night all the way till like 10 in the morning, I would go into the living room and turn on the TV and like it'll be right after Leave It a Beaver. I hate Leave It a Beaver. Leave It to Beaver. I hate that show though. But I love Lucy. That's my number one show. I like Kate Jackson and Charlie's Angels. Was that the other girl? I'm sorry, I don't remember the other name. I don't remember the other girl. I just remember the other two. Or the one that replaced Farrah, because I know Farrah was only there for like 1 or 2 seasons. But yeah, so many old shows. Who remember Mr. Belvedere? Does anybody still remember that show? I vaguely remember it. I remember the theme song. I don't know why. That was a catchy theme song to me. And also, have you guys seen WandaVision? Like, okay, I'm not a big DC or Marvel fan, but if you watch WandaVision, they each episode changes a decade, and the house that they film it in represents of a popular sitcom from that decade. So I believe the 50s, I think it was the Dick Van Dyke Show. I'm not sure. It might have been the I Love Lucy set. I'm not sure. But second season was like the Brady Bunch. The third season was it was a show of Michael J. Fox. I forgot the name of it, but his parents were like hippies, or they were. And then the 90s was Malcolm in the Middle House. And then I think the 2000s was like the one with Sofia Vergara in it. I forgot. But yeah, I'm not really into it. But WandaVision was actually pretty cool. My friend just catch me up with the basics. Like, this is this and this is that. I was like, oh, whatever. It's cool. Really? You didn't even have to tell me the background story? I probably would have just liked it for what it was. I didn't even need a background story for it, to tell you the truth. But I got one anyways. Punky Brewster. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, of course I remember Saved by the Bell. A makeup company called Wet and Wild came out with a Saved by the Bell theme makeup. So I bought a bunch of it. So here you go. Look. Here's a Saved by the Bell mascara. This is going to be part of my makeup collection. I'm rarely going to use it. Maybe I'll put it in About the Band video when I do my makeup to a band t-shirt. Of course, I love Zach and Kelly. Did they film that one there? No, that's Buffy. Buffy was filmed at one of the local high schools around my area. Where's the other shit? I got more than that. I'm trying to look for it. Oh, here we go. See, Saved by the Bell makeup collection, and look how cute that is. Huh? I wouldn't use makeup that old. Oh, you don't have to. Believe it or not, there's a lot of makeup collectors that just collect it for the packaging purposes. They don't use it. They just put it away. Like, there's people that will even put it in safes. Like, I know the makeup, well, I don't know her personally, but I watch her videos. But I watch the one makeup artist, like, she bought Audrey's Hipper back. Remember in the days when they used to put the lipstick in an actual like nice gold tube or whatever? It was just refillables, and she owns it, and she knows the color and the brand and everything, and she won't tell anyone of what it is, because Audrey Hipper was known for like her nude lips and everything, that the kind of pinky nudes that she used to use. So she won't tell anyone, but she made a copy of that lipstick, and it's always sold out, and I can never get my hands on it. If you could be a Power Ranger, what color Power Ranger will you be? Oh, the green one. Don't get me wrong. I love the Pink Ranger. Here's the thing. I would say the Pink Ranger, but the Pink Ranger is too much of a team player. And I'm good with that, but I always liked the Lone Wolf. And the Green Ranger was the Lone Wolf until he became the White Ranger. And he was a horrible leader. Horrible fucking leader. What's it called? Alf. Yeah. There's a YouTuber, the tried on lipstick from the 19. Yeah, I know there's some people that do that. They really heavy moisturize the skin to build a barrier, but yeah, I wouldn't do it. But I mean, it's better they do it than me, than yourself, you know what I mean? Or them putting it on other people. So But yeah, the Power Rangers. Yeah, I would so be the Green Ranger. Oh my god, it combined it with like a Sailor Moon skirt. Oh my god, my imagination. Instead of a helmet, I'll just have like big like I don't know, glasses like that. I don't know. I would just create my own Power Ranger, but just use the color green, green and gold. Yeah, but that was my when I was watching like the fucking Power Rangers. It's funny because Kimberly gets a lot of shit just because she was the Valley girl, and I'm like, why are you guys shitting on her? She dumped Tommy, who was a fucking dumbass. Tommy was just the hot guy you dated for a period only because you knew he was not going anywhere in life. So she was smart on dumping him and pursuing her goals. Okay. Oh, okay, you're heading out. All right. Have a good night. I'll probably wrap it up too. Let's do like 20 more minutes and then I'm gonna head out. But yeah, Alf, the one, the alien that ate cats. I remember that. Remember Pogs? When they came out with Pogs? I still don't know what was the point to Pogs, but Alf was all over it. Let's see. Do any of you guys still watch the Power Rangers or used to? If so, do you guys have a favorite one? Or were you guys a VR Trooper fan? I think that's on Netflix. Oh my god, I have another show to binge. But Kimberly lost that Valley Girl attitude later on the show and became a really great character. Yeah, yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Have you noticed a lot of characters, especially when they have, even if they have like a leadership role? Like I noticed with Sailor Moon and Card Captors, and it might be more just with the girls, but I could understand it. Like they don't want to be superheroes at first. They just want to be a normal teenager, which is understandable because saving the world is kind of like a heavy duty job. So it's not exactly the easiest job. But then they get used to it and they become better. It's always the ones that don't want to that become better soldiers or, you know, heroes or whatever. I have noticed that because I have noticed there was like a pattern with that. But yeah, she eventually lost it. And I'm glad she did. I mean, it's one thing when you're young doing that, but then I'm glad she like grew out of it. They did do a comic book series. I never finished collecting all of them, but of just Kimberly being on her own when she goes to like gymnastics and all that. It was a bit more of a darker series. So I don't know if anybody has read those comics. Hmm. I didn't like the other Pink Ranger cat. I just didn't. She was all right. I actually liked her when she was a cat. I thought that series was badass. Don't get me wrong. I just liked her better as the villain. Is what I'm trying to say. There's some people that just play the villains really good. Like I always thought, what's his name? That Scientology guy. What's his name? Not Tom Cruise, the other one. John Travolta. There we go. I always thought he was great as the villain. I hate seeing him as the good guy. He was on I didn't finish watching it though because the acting was so bad. Have you guys seen the movie Face Off from the 90s? Nicolas Cage was just like, I mean, I never been invested in Nicolas Cage. I did like him in Valley Girl, but I felt when I was watching Face Off, like his character didn't change that much from Valley Girl. Um, and I'm just watching John Travolta being the good guy and everything. And I know, dude, I like you as the bad guy. I can't deal with this good guy shit. Kimberly did became the leader in the, yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, But yeah, like John Travolta has always been my favorite as the villain. So there's always just people that's like, you know what, you're just better as the villain. I don't like you as the good guy. Because when you turn into the good guy, you're really cheesy when you're like the best at being the villain. You know what I mean? Or at least be like the lone wolf. I think that's the reason why I might not be like the biggest Marvel fan or DC fan. But when it came to like, I always like, what's her name? Emma Frost, just because she kind of did her own thing, you know, from what I've remembered. I'm not talking about the movies. I'm not talking about the movies. I did read some of her comics. I have some of the earlier stuff. What was the other thing? What was the other one? The Black Canaries one I need to get invested in. She was real cool. Her and the Green Arrow. I have not seen the series though. The Green Arrow. I don't know if I should. But the Black Canary just had that cool dominatrix outfit. I was like, oh shit, I love it. You remember? Oh, Gargoyles was a good show. Yes, I loved Gargoyles. It was really dark. That's why I was surprised. It was by Disney, I remember. And I think, I don't know if it's on Disney Plus, but I was surprised they went that. There was a period of time I did notice Disney went kind of dark. I did notice that. It was like they were kind of like in a depressing era. Like I know the reason why a lot of these princesses or main characters didn't have a mom was because like what's his name? Walt Disney was petty because like his mom died and the way he did it was like, well, if I don't have a mom, none of these characters are gonna have a mom. It was like, what the fuck, dude? Um, I've seen a couple episodes of Gemini the holograms. Never finished it. It's something I do want to go back to. I did not see the movie. I did see reviews on the movie, and it broke my heart. I want to finish watching She-Ra. That's another one, and I always told myself because I seen like I want to say like maybe 13 episodes, and it was really good. And I always told myself if I were to have a daughter, her name is going to be Adora. So, let's see. Oh, I played the shit out of Kingdom Hearts, but I'm not good at video games, so I don't really play them. I don't invest in them. It's an expensive hobby, and I used to like watching my nephew Sonny, my favorite one. I used to like watching him play, but that's it. But I do like a lot of RPGs. I remember when I used to play video games, I played RPGs. So, was it Dragon Quest? It was the one that was created by like Akira Toriyama, at least the character-wise, I mean. And obviously the Final Fantasy ones. I love the storylines. I just couldn't like. I don't know. I was never good. And you would think, how are you not good at an RPG game? Well, first of all, I didn't have the original PlayStation. And then PlayStation 2, like I didn't have the memory card for the PlayStation 1 because it wouldn't save. Like I could play the game, but it just wouldn't let me save the game with the PlayStation 2 card. And around that time, I was just like, fuck this shit. Like I tried getting into video games and I was like, fuck it. I did enjoy the PSP and I was trying to look for it one day because my mom gave it to me. My nephew gave it to my mom. And then my mom gave it to me. And then my mom gave it back to my other little nephew. And I was like, where'd it go? She's like, oh, I gave it to your little nephew because you never played it. And I was like, I wanted to play Grand Theft Auto. So I was trying to get into it, especially because we were in quarantine. And then she was like, oh, well, I don't even think your nephew has it anymore. I think he must have broken it. I was like, great, Mom, thanks. One of his brothers probably has it now. I was like, how dare you do that to me? Oh, I wish Kingdom Hearts was a show. That Fat Samurai guy said he needs to watch. Oh, yeah, he hasn't seen it. That's right. Yeah, the movie was terrible. Yeah, I've heard people. I've seen people do the what's it called reviews on it, and they just gave away everything. Yeah. Yeah, I wish Kingdom Hearts was a series. The problem with all these animations, like the anime has some good storylines, but they either don't have. I don't want to say they don't have the production value, but for some reason, I hate how they have to think like, well, we got to think of how to draw in 5-year-old kids to buy action figures. It's like, why? When you do the collectible ones. Well, I get it. When you do collectible ones, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but Sailor Moon is a pretty expensive hobby now. Not expensive hobby, but it's expensive collection because there's a lot of them that'll only do like maybe 1,000 of a character and that's it. So, I mean, it's expensive, but it's not like mass production expensive. And I think that's what these shows want to go for. Because Card Captors, they could have done so much with it. But they were trying to make it into like a little boy saga when it was mainly aimed for girls. It was the spin-off Tsubasa that was aimed for boys. So I was like, why couldn't you guys just bring that? But then I kind of understand why, because it was a complicated series that needed both each other. Leave it to Clamp to like, that's the name of the, I don't think of chlamydia, Clamp, like CLAMP, the ones that created 1999X and all that. Leave it to them to fucking do a parallel universe that had to connect with a little kids show. Because their style was all over the place. They did kids stuff, they did dark stuff, they did both for men and women, or boys and girls, I mean. So leave it to them to know how to balance shit out. Gears of War and all. I didn't get into the war games. uh, but yeah, but yeah, I know. Like I follow like all like the Sailor Moon and Card Captors communities. Like collecting that shit is like I make sure not to break an arm in order to try to collect that shit. Let's just say that. And it's like there's some beautiful stuff, but first of all, I don't have enough room for it, and second, that's just out of my price range. Dragon Ball Z is a little bit more mass produced, so it's easier to grab. It's not like Sailor Moon. But you got to remember, when it comes to more like the feminine shows, they have really pretty objects. So if we're going to be spending a lot of money, it better look exactly like it was in the cartoon. Wow, I really got on a tangent. I went on a nerd rant. Yeah, okay, I'm going to be on for like another 10 minutes. So how should we wrap this up? Yeah, early. Well, I liked it all. I didn't really care for like the Garlic Jr. part because that was just an add-on. Oh, I see people play God of War. That was a good game. I've never played it though, but I see people play it. But yeah, I know a lot of people love like the Cell Saga. I never finished all the way through. When I started watching Dragon Ball Z, it was when it was aired on Toonami, and I started watching it when Gohan started going to high school. And I mean, I had seen some episodes before, but at that time I didn't really get sucked into it until I was like 13. God, I remember how much money I spent on those DVDs. How fucked it was back then to buy like anime DVDs or the VHS tapes. Like they literally only had like 3 episodes on one DVD, and now you could get a whole season on one DVD. It's fucking like they ripped you off good back in like the Suncoast days. Remember when Suncoast used to be around? Or Sam Goodies? Remember Sam Goodies? Yeah, they ripped you off hard. Oh, the verses next week, yeah. Oh. Yeah, but Dragon Ball Z was my shit. GT was bad though, but I still watch it. Sometimes I just go back and watch the cut scenes of these games. Okay, I watch the original Japanese cut with subtitles. Yeah. Yeah, I was like so hardcore into fucking Dragon Ball Z. I had to watch it in Japanese, Spanish, because I speak Spanish, and I had to watch it in English too. It was all 3. That's how hardcore I was. I would watch it in all those ones. And I remember some of the Spanish channels would play like only the earlier stuff. They didn't play like the later stuff. So I would watch it in 3 fucking languages, dude. Wow. I still need to do a part 2 of my Dragon Ball Z collection, but it didn't really get that many views. So I was like, okay, I don't think people want to see it. And then I have to go to the garage and get it out because I have like all these Z magazines. Like when I mean I was hardcore, I mean I was hardcore. I never got invested in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm kind of glad just because the fact that it was just so horribly dubbed by 4Kids. That was the name of the ones that dubbed them or whatever. I don't know if they finally like updated it on Netflix because I know it's on Netflix. I heard it is actually a good anime. It's just, 4Kids did, 4Kids. And we all know that's not always a good thing. Pokemon, I was into it for a while, but then I stopped after like maybe like 2 years of it. I was more of a Digimon fan because at least you had closure with the characters. At least you had closure with the characters. And not only that, at least something. I mean, I get it. Look, you got to remember, Pokemon's more for merchandise. That's basically what it was made for. Not hating on that. Mewtwo and Mew are always going to be my favorite Pokemons, even though they're basically the same thing because they're clones. But what's it called? Digimon will always be my favorite. Patamon, love Patamon. When he turns into Angemon. Where Garurumon and all that from Gabumon. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I know my shit. It's like, I know my shit. And I watched the whole season not too long ago too. I think like last year during quarantine. I was like, I watched the whole goddamn season. What was his name? TK and his brother. Okay, I don't know the Japanese names. I need to watch it in Japanese one day. But I remember they gave them like Matt and TK. They were my favorites. They were just my favorites. I did like Kari and Andrew Woman and Gatomon and all that. Season 2 was good too. I didn't think it was that bad. I haven't seen the reboot. I heard is good as well. I heard it took a while, but I heard it's good. Oh, and I love the Digimon theme song and everything. Pokemon theme song, the original one was catchy. Then after that, it was like all the other theme songs just sucked. But the fucker's still 10 years old. Still never catch them all. Still Pikachu's the same one. He still hasn't turned into Raichu. God, I sound like a nerd. I love it. That's why I gotta put on my dating profile app. Loves Digimon. Fuck Pokemon. Oh God. I should make a dating profile for shits and giggles. Watch me actually find somebody. I never like doing the dating apps just because the guys are so thirsty. Like, okay, y'all know I'm thick. And I'll never forget how one guy, this was years ago when I made a dating app. He's like, oh, somebody didn't skip leg day. I was like, you are flirting terribly, sir. Like, it was just so bad. And then at that time, I was really more like, I was trying to make my career successful at that time. And some guy had a problem with it. He's like, do you not do anything else besides work? And I was like, dude, you and I know we're just on here to get laid. So why are you trying to take it seriously anyways? You're just the appointment I need in between these fucking these fucking jobs I'm trying to get. So I was like, so bye, bitch. Yeah, but it was bad. I didn't like it. They were just really thirsty and it was just terrible. And I hate how they'll go, I think you're the most beautiful person I ever seen. Like, look, I know I am. But it's just cheesy, like, they're just saying that to bullshit with you and see how many girls they could get and like, how they could take, which is fine. Look, just be straightforward, like, hey, I'm just here to have a good time, just to like, diddle around. You're in. That's all you gotta do. Joe from Digimon, yeah, the crest of reliability. There we go. That took a while to say. The crest of hope for me. I like the crest of hope. Yeah, TK, I liked Matt, especially because he was the cool dude playing the harmonica, and I still want to play the harmonica because of that anime. But yeah, he was the cool one for that. All right, any last words? Because I'm about to get off, you guys. I am thirsty. I did not bring water with me, so I need to go get a drink. So any last words? Let's say our goodbyes right now. I had fun. This is great. It was a great turnout. I'm glad you guys came out. We talked about so many good shit on here. Digimon forever. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and head out, you guys. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Make sure to take care of your vaginas and have a wonderful day. Peace out. Yeah.